when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code ACTIVATE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code ACTIVATE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code ACTIVATE to borrow up to $10,000. Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice, fast delivery, professional installation, and of course, the lowest prices every day on top brands like Samsung. Visit grandappliance.com for full details.
All Cubs triples and saves are sponsored by Northern Illinois Food Bank. Help close the door on hunger. Visit solvehungertoday.org. Cubs in Colorado, game 2 of a 3-game set. This is the Cubs radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. It is time now to check on who's hot and cold. Sponsored by Plumbers 911. Plumbing emergency? Call 1-833-PLUM-911. Local 130 plumbers get the job done right the first time. First baseman Michael Busch homered last night. He's batting .321 over his last 15 games with 3 home runs and 10 runs batted in. The cold, Nico Horner, 5 for 25 over his last 7 games. That's a .200 batting average. Coming up, we'll talk with Busch next on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Every strikeout and home run is heard right here on 104.3 The Score and the Cubs Radio Network. Hey, it's Speegs. Now's the time to complete that painting project you've been putting off with CertaPro Painters. They provide a free estimate quickly and at the right price. I had a great experience with CertaPro. CertaPro Painters gave reliable updates and communication. Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with CertaPro Painters and get $250 off projects of $2,500 or more. Schedule by July 10th and let freedom and fresh paint ring. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
At Consumers Credit Union, you're more than an account number. They put the focus on you. Partner with the people in your corner today at myconsumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Today's veteran of the game is Joe Petrus from Chicago, who served in the United States Army. Thank you for your service. Sponsored by JeffBuysYourHouse.com. Veteran-led and trusted since 2007. Cubs, Rockies at Coors Field. This is the Cubs radio pregame show, driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. In our Cubs conversation, Michael Busch is hitting better than .300 over his last 15 games. So I asked Busch if he feels as though he's finally in a groove after his early season struggles.
I think at times, it can be a game-to-game, week-to-week basis, but I think just overall, I think, just having, feeling good about having, some consistent at-bats, but there's still some games in there the past couple weeks where, just, feel like it's a little off, chasing a little bit, not executing a plan as much as I would like, but, that's part of it. And just like coming today and, continuing to do what I've been doing, I think is important while also, trying to get better.
When you feel right, what's right about you?
I think some words that come to my mind are just simple. I feel like everything, limited movement, strong, but like limited movement, I think. Staying away from chasing, making them get into the zone, and getting a good swing off. I think easier said than done, but I think as of late been doing a better job of that.
When it hasn't been right, and obviously at the beginning of the year it wasn't right, are you able to identify why it's not? I know it's easy to say, but are you able to kind of know, all right, this is what's wrong?
I think yes and no. I think there's definitely things that I've talked about before, but just things that I've held on to over these last several years of playing professional baseball. Certain things about timing and simplicity and all that can help, but sometimes there's not quite an answer for it. sometimes you have some great at-bats and you're 0 for 4. Sometimes you're not feeling right and you end up going 2 for 3 with a walk. And it's like, so there's no rhyme or reason at times. I think, just continuing to trust a lot of the, foundational things that I've built in my mechanics and thoughts in the box. I think trusting those and just continuing to let those play out while also like being able to adjust over time, I think is, a difficult thing to balance, but definitely important.
So you put it on yourself. Was there a point where you felt like, because of what you did last year, that the league tried to make adjustments? Were they pitching you differently than you were used to?
I don't think it's anything, crazy. I think, as we're adjusting, they're adjusting. And I think I always just think about, if they're going to try and pitch me differently, they still have to come into the zone. And if they're not going to get into the zone, taking my walk and going to first base. So, still coming into the zone, still getting, fastballs and curveballs and changeups in the zone.
I'm going to throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with a baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out, kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. Yeah. That's the most important
That's a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, can of corn.
Easy fly ball.
Here is Patrick Wisdom. This ball is really punched back there. It's on its way. It is long gone. Patrick Wisdom's first as a Mariner just took out the out-of-town scoreboard. Wisdom over 5 years with the Cubs and 84 home runs. That's why he's on the lineup, because he's got that kind of pop.
That was 429 feet to left.
No doubt about that one.
Sandy Alcantara, he has delivered 7 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts. One of the better starts that we've seen from Sandy recently.
Going back is Melendez and makes a diving grab. That's as fine a play as you're going to see from an outfielder.
Deep fly, right center, and he got it! Owen Casey!
Big Red might have just pulled a homer away from Cedric Mullins.
Line drive, off the glove, Tigers win! Kevin McGonigal delivers! The Tigers walk it off.
Hot shot, fair ball, he's got it. It's a triple for Benj. What an afternoon for the kid. 5 for 5 for Carson Benj. Have a day.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
These games matter, and so we definitely have to start playing better as a team. Same time, it's a short sample, and there's guys who have a lot more at bats, with runners in scoring position or without runners in scoring position, who have proven that they can do it at all levels and all situations. And so we have a lot of trust in the group that we have and the lineup that we throw out there, that we just keep getting guys at base, getting our chances. We're going to start to tap into some of those a lot more often than we have been.
Is there, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, is there a sense of frustration when that doesn't happen for an extended period of time? And how do you avoid going into these places where you can't go mentally?
I think if it'd be lying to say if we weren't a little frustrated. I think that's I'd probably be a little more worried if we weren't frustrated, from the sense of scoring runs or losing baseball game. You should be a little frustrated, in my opinion, but also not letting that snowball. And you got to understand that just continue to put in the work and continue to trust yourself and be confident in the box and all those things that helps with having a veteran group is they understand that. And so so just keep putting in the work, keep getting guys on base, and keep having your at bat, and those things will start to turn over time. But yeah, I think frustration definitely settles in. But also, I'd probably be a little more worried if we weren't a little frustrated and ticked off, because we're definitely a better team than what our record says.
Best of luck flipping this thing around. Thank you very much, Mike.
Appreciate it.
A very candid Michael Bush. The Cubs strongly encourage the use of all public transportation, especially CTA buses and trains, when traveling to Wrigley Field. For all games, the Cubs offer a free bike valet service located by the Addison Red Line station. For details, visit Cubs.com/transportation. Coming up, the Manager Show next on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long, Rahimi, Harrison, Grody, middays 10 to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
Treat your taste buds to the unforgettable flavor of delicious birthday cake with Birthday Cake Extra Strength 5-Hour Energy Shots. A decadent swirl of buttery vanilla cake with a frosting-like sweetness and a dash of sprinkles. Plus the iconic sugar-free 5-Hour Energy blend of B vitamins, nutrients, and caffeine. Sip the classic and comforting taste of birthday cake. Get a Birthday Cake 5-Hour Energy Shot today. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
Hey Cubs fans, Southwest Airlines here with more reasons why flying Southwest from Chicago just makes sense. We're famously friendly, nonstops out the wazoo, and so reliable. In fact, the Wall Street Journal ranked us #1, first among U.S. airlines. I guess the answer to who's on first is Southwest Airlines, official airline of your Chicago Cubs. Based on WSJ's 2025 rankings, see southwest.com/WSJ.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-885-8877. 800-885-8877. Again, that's 800-885-8877.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Cubs Rockies at Coors Field. Time now to hear from Manager Craig Counsell. Brought to you by Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy. Sip the fruity candy-coated chaos. Counsell says left-hander Matthew Boyd is not ready to return.
Yeah, so Matt came out of his start in Iowa with a little bit of soreness. So we're just going to back off him a couple days. So he is not going to start in San Francisco. Hoping that it's minor and we can get back on the mound quickly. But he's not. He threw his bullpen. He just wasn't. He just hadn't recovered the way that he needs to recover. So we're going to have to take some time.
When was the bullpen?
Yesterday.
So is in a specific spot?
So it's his shoulder. He just has some lingering soreness from his start, and we got to. By your bullpen day, you're kind of how you're supposed to feel, and he just didn't feel normal. So, we hope to be. We think this is minor, and that's the hope, and we can get back on a mound.
makes the play up against the wall.
Collins darts to his left, dives, he made the catch.
Big Red might have just pulled a homer away from Cedric Mullins. Here comes Mr. Martin with a dive. How about that from the Rays defense? Hold on, there we go. On the rebound, Triolo. Spectacular defensive play by Bryson Stott. Going back is
Melendez and makes a diving grab.
perfectly timed jump by Brandon Marsh.
Spinning is Sanoha. There's one. There's two. What a double play.
And each of the last 2 outs have been made beautifully by Samad Taylor in left field.
Runs it down, makes the catch.
Carroll charging in, makes a sliding catch. And he dives to make the catch.
Fancy pickup on a hot shot.
Diving stab by Meade. On 2 hops, he got him. Hits it hard here, but grabbed by Torkelson.
Ground ball left side. Michael makes a nice play. His throw is in time.
This league.
The pitching match.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the ultimate mystery player challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by...
100 leading innovators.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that, like, it was that moment where we're like, wow, this is really something.
Investments. The NASDAQ 100 Index comprises the 100 largest non-financial companies on the NASDAQ. You can't invest directly into an index. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit Invesco.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully before investing. Invesco is not affiliated with the Chicago Cubs. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-265-7681. 800-265-7681. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-265-7681.
Chicago weather is tough. Your home siding should be tougher. Hardy Siding is engineered for our climate. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com.
Cubs in Colorado. Who are you banking on? Is sponsored by Busey Bank. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. I'm banking on PCA, who's hitting .333 over his last 15 games with 5 home runs. Now let's pause as we get set for the national anthem here at Coors Field.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so As a kid, I was exposed to a lot of like stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to, and so I credit my dad for that.
Mid-season form for Chase Burns.
Yeah, it's been really great to see Chase Burns out there. Originally scheduled to start on Monday, but had a little sickness, so obviously didn't pitch, but nice to see him out there today. His numbers just outstanding in every single phase of the game.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase the fastball up and out of the strike zone, 1 down.
Check swing, he went. Or Jake Sweeney, Kia pitch tracks.
I feel like as this game is progressing, Chase Burns is getting a better feel for that slider.
1-2. Struck him out. Nasty slider. That's now 8 strikeouts for Burns.
Now this was a good one, a late breaker, and he'll just carve you up with his stuff.
Swung throw, strike 3. A season high tying 9 Ks for Chase Burns.
Just the sheriff's in town, Chase Burns.
And what do we got? Oh, it's one of those parabolic mics. This is one of the sillier delays that I've seen.
Gino has it off his heels, a little high. It's airmailed into right field.
Programs for men and women, offering housing, counseling, work therapy, and life skills training to help rebuild lives. Cubs fans can support the cause all season long by donating gently used clothing at Salvation Army thrift stores and special drop-off events. Every donation helps fund recovery and a fresh start for someone in need. Learn more at satruck.org.
It's hard to imagine buying anything more important than your future home.
I know the place is empty, but do you hear that?
It sounds like Thanksgiving.
What about that puppy?
Let's do this.
With a mortgage from Consumers Credit Union, you get a super helpful team, low fees, and rates so great they make dreams come true. Consumers Credit Union, the people in your corner. Consumers Credit Union is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 692733. Federally insured by NCUA.
Every team needs a closer. Injured? Dial Pound Law. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs. Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
Hey, Cubs fans, Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer here. This Cubs season, listen to the Cubs in...
Jim Abbott has a no-hitter. 2 outs into the 9th, and he'll have to face Carlos Baerga. And the ground ball to short. Velarde. He did it. He did it. No-hitter for Jim Abbott. Jim Abbott throws a no-hitter and shuts out the Cleveland Indians 4-0.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Liner to right field. Nishida gets there in time.
It is caught. Take it back. Sterling Thompson. Grounded right side. Nunez over to get it in the hole. What a play to get the lead runner. Here comes Owen Casey coming on into a slide. He's got it.
Pulled out to third. A diving stop to his right by Riley. Quick onto his feet. Throws over for the out. Emo fighting the sun. Racing in. Dives. Rolls. And makes the catch. One racing back. Still going back. Makes the catch. Hit that wall hard. Loop down to right. Suzuki sliding. And he made the grab. What a catch.
Toward the foul line, Nimmo coming on, and he makes another sliding catch.
Oh, bareheaded by Turner, and Turner is able to throw out a very speedy runner. Liner caught by Rengifo. He went as high as he could and brought it down.
Down the right field line, 3 Rangers converging.
What a play by Freeman. Did he hold on? He did.
You're going to see this one on the highlights.
Well, this has been working alongside. Even though the calendar tells us that summer is officially still about 10 days away, make no mistake about it, this is a summer night here in Denver. 87 degrees, cloudless blue skies overhead, nice and warm, perfect night for a ball game. Shota Imanaga pitching for the Cubs, Mike Lorenzen starting for Colorado, The Rockies have taken the field. Let's take a timeout. Come back and get it started for you right after this on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Molly and Hom, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
Hey, baseball fans, step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be, with no bet fees in Illinois. Circa Sports brings you player-friendly pricing, enhanced in-game options, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com.
It's game time, and that's a perfect time for a flight by Yingling. Just 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, packed with flavor. Flight is the next generation of light beer from the oldest brewery in America. Look for Flight wherever. In Denver, Colorado. Great night to hit. You got two guys that have had their struggles on the bump. Shota's had the home run ball has been a problem, and Lorenzen has really struggled. This might be a very good offensive night.
Could be a night where we see quite a few bullpen men.
Yep. For me, I just hope that Shota really has command of his split. That will get some off-balance swings, and that could really kind of turn him around, even though he's pitching in Colorado.
Rockies are on the field defensively. Quickly, the Cubs lineup. Starting lineups are brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Pete Crow Armstrong leads off in center. Moises Ballesteros catching. Michael Busch at first. Alex Bregman, the cleanup man, at third. Ian Happ in left. The right fielder is Seiya Suzuki. Nico Horner at second base batting seventh. Michael Conforto, the DH. And batting ninth at shortstop, Dansby Swanson. Cubs leadoff hitter is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot, and it's Pete Crow Armstrong. And he'll hit the first pitch into left center. On the run is Carrig, and Carrig makes a running catch for out number one. Benny's Beverage Depot sponsors the leadoff hitter each and every day. If a Cub player gets a base hit to start a game, Benny's Beverage Depot donates $200 to service dog charities. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. One away, and the batter Moises Ballesteros. Starting lineups are on their way soon. Here's a swing and a foul drive off to the left out of play. Here's the way the Rockies will line up. Willie Castro, the former Cub, in left. Kyle Karros at third. T.J. Rumfield batting third and playing at first. Hunter Goodman catching. Ezequiel Tovar, the shortstop. Tovar batting fifth. Jake McCarthy in right. Cole Carrig in his second big league game in center. Swing and a miss by Ballesteros, 0-2. Braxton Fulford is the DH, and batting ninth and playing second base, Chad Stevens. Nice crowd on hand, plenty of Cub fans. Cub fans unquestionably outnumber Rocky fans, and they almost always do in this park. Here's a swing and a miss, strike three, and Ballesteros is out number two. And it's up to Michael Busch to start a first inning rally. Michael had a home run in last night's game.
I think what you're seeing with the Cubs hitters coming to home plate, swinging the bat, everybody's seen Michael Lorenzen through the years. He's been in the league a long time. He is not going to walk the ballpark and get himself in too much trouble. You might as well be ready to hit.
Here is Michael Busch taking outside for a ball. Game time temperature, a warm 87 degrees, sponsored by Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Check swing on a pitch that falls outside, ball two. Cubs in their traveling grays, the dark blue shirts, gray trousers, red numbers on their backs, blue socks. Now Busch will take a fastball. Thought he would jump on that 2-0 delivery, Ron, but he let it go.
Yep. Fastball in the middle of the plate. He had not seen a fastball yet in the at-bat, so that was the first one he saw.
Rockies in their home whites. Black pinstripes, black hats, numbers, sleeves, and socks. Fastball, strike two again. Busch not aggressive. And the count now 2-2. He's had a couple of good fastballs to hit.
Change up, fastball to Michael. First inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Here's the 2-2, swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Cubs do nothing, 1-2-3 after a half.
Taylor going back in front of the wall, makes the catch and bangs into it.
Rayleigh back, he's at the track, he's at the wall, and he makes the catch.
It's hit towards third, caught by Bohm. Ball rattled a bit in his glove, but he hangs on.
Ball on the ground at third. Okamoto dives to stop it. He'll go to the plate and get the lead runner Bohm.
Coming on, Sade Don. He's got to hurry. He slides and makes the play. Beautiful defense out in center.
Slaps one to right field and a diving catch by Nathan Lucas.
And he hits it up the middle behind second. Caught by Rocchio. Dive, steps through. Double play. What a play by Rocchio.
Grounded to Suarez on the backhand. Fair. Positioned perfectly. And they retire Bogarts.
Back goes Lyle. Back goes Cruz on the warning track. Both there. They collide and Cruz caught the ball.
A line drive. Diving catch by Gela. On the ground. Backhanded by Williams. Quick release. Throw to first. Dug out by Kurtz. They got him.
Flash in the leather.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Hey, Cubs fans, make history with your business in the Village of Bedford Park. To learn more, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY at villageofbedfordpark.com.
Rockies lineup again. We've been notified of a change from when we wrote it down a while ago. Shota Imanaga on the mound for the Cubs, working on Willie Castro, the former Cub, and the first pitch swung on and missed. Ron, before we get to the lineup change for the Rockies, what are some of the keys for Shota tonight?
Well, I think in this ballpark, and here early in the game too, with the sun on the mound and the hitter in the shadow, I think his split finger could be very effective. But I think that's the pitch tonight that he has to have command of. And really, mix the back and forth in speed. But I would say throwing a lot of split fingers tonight to try to keep them kind of off balance and not on the speed so they can elevate the baseball and hit some balls out of the ballpark.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fisted in the air. It's a pop fly. Easy play for Horner. On the edge of the outfield grass behind second. That's out number one. Have not had a base runner in the game yet. Bottom of the first, and the batter, Kyle Karros. Kyle, impressive young guy, Ron. Big, strong, right-handed batter. Showed some pretty good agility at third and had some nice at-bats, too.
Yeah, he really did. He's going to be a very good big league player. And if he hits anything like his pops, he's going to do really well in this league.
He will take a strike in the count 0-1. Change we referred to. Cole Carrig is batting sixth instead of seventh, so he's sixth, and Troy Johnston is batting seventh. Johnston playing in right, Carrig in center, and I think everything else is as we reported it to you earlier.
How's that scorebook looking already?
Not good, but thanks for asking. Nice to know your partner cares. Here's the pitch low and inside in the count 1-1. I'm just
I don't know what language mine's in, but I'm trying to figure it out right now.
See, now I know why some announcers use pencils.
Yeah.
But that's just not my style. I'm a pen guy.
Yeah.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch low and inside for a ball. See, I could have erased that, but that would have been too easy.
Yeah, why would we do something easy like that? Either one of us, for that matter.
To avoid a complete mess would be one reason. Which is what my book kind of looks like already. Hang loose, Ron.
Yeah.
Here is a high pop fly. Might be playable for Bush over on the right side. Bush makes the catch. That was not an easy play. He was kind of circling the ball. And as he went back to first, I saw him yell out to Ballesteros, "I'm a pen guy too." Didn't expect that.
Well, we can put that pop-out 3 in pen in the book, so we're all good. Speed Gun today's powered by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
2 pop-ups to begin the night for Shota Imanaga. His first big league win, and I'm sure Cub fans will remember it, Ron. It was the home opener for the Cubs.
Yeah.
Opening day against these Colorado Rockies. And that would have been 2024, a little over 2 years ago. That was his first big league win. He pitched, I believe, 6 shutout innings that day. Line drive, base hit to left for Rumfield. Nice easy swing by the big left-handed batter, and he pokes it into left. A man at first with 2 down, bottom of the first, 0-0 game, and here is Hunter Goodman. Goodman belted his 18th home run in last night's game.
That last pitch, a slider from Shota, and that's the problem for pitchers here in Colorado. The change of speed fools them, but the ball doesn't have any bite going down because of the altitude and the dry air, and it stays up, and you're just able to fight it off and get a base knock the other way.
Goodman will take ball 1.
It's actually a good pitch by Shota.
Mentioned Goodman's homer last night. He's hit 5 homers in his last 7 games. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Outside for a ball. Ron, you hit your share of home runs. Ron Santo always used to say, I heard him say it 100 times, home runs come in bunches.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden you're getting good pitches to hit, and you're not missing them. You just don't miss the ball in the middle of the plate, the mistake by the pitcher, whether it's a fastball or breaking ball, and you just go in launch mode.
Breaking ball low and inside, a check swing.
Defensive alignment tonight. That's sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Pete Armstrong very deep in center. I would say he's about a $5 cab ride to get to the dugout.
Would that be with or without tip? Here's a pitch inside, and that's going to be ball 4.
Without. Yeah, without.
Without tip. It's a base on balls to Goodman. When a guy does hit a lot of home runs, many times you will see a lot of walks at that same time. That's just kind of common sense by pitchers not to give them anything to hammer.
Yeah, that pitch is a good pitch by Shota right under the hands. If they would have challenged that, it would have been a strike.
Ezequiel Tovar, the batter, right-handed batting shortstop, hitting .210. He does have 23 runs batted in. He homered last night. No score, bottom of the first. 2 men on. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
There's the good split finger we were talking about. That's going to be the pitch today for Shota. If he can have command of that split, that is going to be a big, big help for him.
Uniform descriptions we gave you brought to you by Benjamin Moore. As Shota comes set and fires, Tovar takes high. Benjamin Moore on the field or the walls of your home. The right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. The next offering, swing and a miss. He is 1 strike away from getting out of the jam, Ron. What pitch could do it?
Split finger, and that's the pitch of the night. Throw a good fastball up and away. And now I would say if you could throw a split that ends up at the shoot tops, you get a punch out.
Here's the set for the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a foul off to the right. High fastball.
Shota with that last fastball was much harder than he has thrown fastballs. That one almost 94 miles an hour. He's been 90, 91, occasional 92.
2 outs, 2 on. Here's the 1-2 fouled away. The home plate umpire tonight is Nestor Seja. Louis Krupa working at first. Alex McKay, the second base umpire, and David Rackley, the crew chief, working at third. A lot of sun on the field early in night games here in Denver. Here's the pitch. Fouled away off to the right. Right now, the third baseline is all in the shade. Part of the mound is in the sun. The right side of the infield is all in bright sunshine.
I would think it's very difficult to see the ball right now as a hitter. Comes out of the hand and sun and goes right into the shadows.
Most of the outfield is in the sun. Here is a foul off to the right. Deep center and deep left center are shaded. The field is in great shape. It's a big ballpark. More playing space in fair territory in this park than any park in the big leagues.
I would say there's not a park even close.
Yeah. 415 to dead center. 390 to left center. Swing and a miss. He got him on a splitter to end the inning. No runs for the Rockies. You can hear the Cub fans cheering their approval of that inning-ending strikeout. Neither team.
Marcelo Meyer will lead off. 2-1. Driven high into right field. That thing is launched. It is back in the track. It is at the wall. It is gone. He does get hot. A homer. And we are tied at 1.
That ball was obliterated. Oh, how good did that feel? He got a backup sweeper left on left. It stayed middle in. And this thing about hit the circus tent here on the roof. That was a bomb.
I'm hoping we talk about a winner as Mason Wynn unleashes the stretch and in time. And the arm, the equalizer. Berger out by 1/8 of a step for a big first out. Oh no! Get out of here! Back to back to back!
You gotta be kidding me. Where did this come from? 4-0 Miami.
Fly ball center field. Hill and Antonacci converging. It's Antonacci with the diving play. This kid is turning into something special in left field.
The Reds win! Blake Dunn delivers, tossing his helmet to the heavens. The Reds roar back from down 3-0.
Kyle Harrison, outstanding once again tonight with the 12 punch-outs.
Picks up his 7th win of the season. Matched a career high with those 12 strikeouts.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Top 2 Cubs and Rockies are scoreless. The second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, delivering crisp, refreshing flavors that hit every time. Pat?
All right, Zach, it'll be Alex Bregman to take a strike from Michael Lorenzen. Lorenzen with a record of 2-8. Here's the 0-1, and that's going to miss for a ball, 1-1. His earned run average is a ghastly 8.04. Haven't used the word ghastly in a long time. It felt kind of good, I will tell you. Here comes the 1-1. Bregman takes outside for a ball.
It sounded good.
In his last outing, he suffered through 3 1/3 innings and was charged with 8 earned runs. That was against the LA Angels. Here's a chopper slowly to the left side, charging and gloving and throwing to first is Tovar. Excellent play by the Rockies shortstop. That took a lot of athletic coordination.
Yeah, kind of an odd play because I think Tovar thought Karros was going to go for this ball and then pulls up right at the last second, and then Tovar has to redirect a little bit with his last step. Catches it, but when he did that, it also allowed him to plant the right foot and get a little more on the throw. Very nice play by Tovar at short.
A lot of moving parts on that play as Ian Happ will step in. No score, second inning. Ian hits a high pop fly, shallow left. Tovar, the shortstop, drifting out. Castro roaming in. Castro makes the catch, and that's out number 2. Before we go any further, we're going to pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams, Spiegel and Holmes, afternoons 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score on Odyssey Sports Station, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago.
Jesse Trujillo is our engineer. Zach Zaidman working alongside. He'll be along to work with Ron in the 5th inning, and he'll periodically update the out-of-town scoreboard. Seiya Suzuki 1 for 4 last night. Seiya fouls it away. This is what happens in Major League Baseball. We talk about a pitcher who's had a rough outing and could get very few batters out the last several games. His ERA is over 8, so naturally he's set down the first 5 in a row.
Well, I think right now for both offensive groups, it's really tough to see.
Make it 6 in a row as Suzuki chases a low bender. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikes.
Schlittler, 25 years old. He spent the season until June in Double-A last year, then moved up to Triple-A, and he was called up to the Yankees on July 9th, and what a difference he made. Swing and a miss. Gets him on the sinker. Swing and a miss. That's the sinker. 4 strikeouts in a row, 8 on the game.
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Being a financial partner, you want people you trust. At Consumers Credit Union, you can trust they put you first. Partner with the people in your corner at myconsumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Sunday, June 21st, the Cubs take on the Blue Jays at 1:20 in the afternoon. Up to the first 5,000 early arriving fans in the Budweiser bleachers.
Cole Carrick fouls away the first pitch. Zach, go ahead.
Up to the first 5,000 early arriving fans in the Budweiser bleachers, Pat, will receive a Father's Day tea presented by Advocate Healthcare. Be sure to arrive early.
Would that be a cup of tea or?
I'm going to guess a T-shirt, but I'm reading the copy as is. I don't want to ad lib off.
Well, Ron, you're a golfer, so am I. When I heard tea, I thought, oh boy. Here is a pitch down low and the count 0-2.
It'd be tough to get the name Budweiser all the way across the golf tee, but, you know.
What is the date again, Zach?
Sunday, June 21st.
Attaboy, dude.
Cole Carrick, the batter, waiting, swinging, and chopping it foul.
Okay, I've got one for you, Patrick. Feel like a Bosch prediction. Brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. Feel like a Bosch. I can tell the mood you're in today, you feel like Bosching.
I don't know how you read my mind.
I'm just good at it.
Here's the 0-2 pitch outside for a ball. I was trying to conceal that, but
yeah.
Guess I am
13 years together. That's just the way it is.
Being a public figure, you are kind of an open book. Here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way. I'm not sure I'd read that book. Here's swung on and missed, and it is 1-2. Cole Carrick had his first big league hit in last night's game, and it was a triple. Something tells me he'll always remember that one.
Any thoughts on the Bosching?
I'll get back to you. I'm thinking maybe by about the 3rd inning in Game 1 in San Francisco this weekend. Is that soon enough?
Yeah, top of your game tonight, absolutely. You're the one in the Hall of Fame. There's nobody else in this room in the Hall of Fame.
Carrick swings and misses, and that is going to be out number 1. Johnston, the batter, Troy Johnston. No score. We're in the bottom of inning number 2. Lefty to lefty. Pitch is outside. Speaking of the Giants, I was following their game with Washington because we are going to be in San Francisco. The Giants were down 9-1 in the 8th inning. They scored 5 in the 8th, 5 in the 9th. They beat Washington in a shocker by a score of 11-10. That was just about 2 hours ago that game ended. The Giants are off tomorrow. We'll be in San Francisco to play those Giants this weekend. But what a crazy outcome that was.
How about that? Oh, my gosh.
Washington had a chance to sweep the entire series, and they're up 9-1 in the 8th inning of the finale. Now the pitch on the way to Johnston. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Shota gets the strikeout. And that is out number 2. And the batter is Braxton Fulford.
Well, you're seeing some swings by the hitters right now with this bright sunshine right in behind the pitcher now. The guys are missing the ball by quite a bit. And I don't think they're seeing the ball well at all at home plate.
Fulford did not play in the series opener last night, and he takes outside for a ball. Zach points out that strikeouts are always noteworthy. They're brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Here comes the 1-0, popped up foul and out of play. The lights have been on since game time. Tonight's game is powered by ComEd. Shota ready for the 1-1. The former Japanese star in the shade on the mound. Throws an off-speed pitch low and away. Braxton Fulford, I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've seen him. It's such a distinctive name. We would have remembered that. Here's the 2-1. It's outside for a ball. And it's 3-1. The Rockies last night won their 25th game of the year. And they've lost 42, so they're still struggling. Here's a swing and a miss. But Ron, last year, when they won their 25th game, guess how many losses they had at that point? Again, right now they're 25-42. Yep. A year ago when they got to 25, how about 76 losses? They were miserable. And the 3-2. Taken outside, ball 4. Fulford gets the walk. Nobody has put the ball in play this inning. 2 strikeouts and now a free pass. And it brings up Chad Stevens.
Shut with a couple of walks, and he's been right around the strike zone, so it's not like it's a concern where his pitches are missing by a lot. That last pitch, borderline pitch, just missed up and away.
Chad Stevens, right-handed batting infielder, will watch Shota make a pickoff throw to first, not in time. Stevens in a dreadful slump, 1 for his last 23. That will make it hard to sleep at night. Because you think, if I keep this up, I'll be sleeping in the minor leagues.
Yeah. Is it Colorado Springs where they have their AAA club? It used to be for a long time.
It sounds right, but you're right. They've had several different.
Yep.
Here comes the set for the 1-0 from Shota to Stevens. And he'll chase a high fastball and miss it, and the count 1-1.
Well, that pitch was up at least shoulder high.
Day game tomorrow. We'll play in the middle of the afternoon Central Time tomorrow. We'll start at 2:10. There is a swing and a foul back. And the count 1-2. Cubs will then head to San Francisco and take on the Giants this weekend. Cubs are home against these Rockies on Monday night of next week. 3-game series. Go to Cubs.com for ticket info. Now the 1-2 high for a ball. He tried to get him to chase the same pitch he did chase earlier.
Be funny. You play here and every day walking around downtown Denver. It's been very warm, around 90 degrees. I'm going to guess it will not be like that in the Bay Area.
Yeah, that's for sure. The 2-2. Strike 3 called. Stevens now 1 for his last 24. Rockies don't.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Why does flying Southwest Airlines from Chicago just make sense? Reliable, flexible, enjoyable. We're full of ibbles and obbles and proud of it.
Nico Horner's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Pat?
Okay, Zach, it's Nico Horner to lead it off. Nico swings and misses. Horner 1 for 4 in last night's ball game. Cubs have not had a base runner yet against Mike Lorenzen. Lorenzen has worn many uniforms as a big league pitcher. Started with Cincinnati back in 2015.
Yeah, that's where we saw him the most. He was in Cincy for quite a while.
1 ball and 1 strike on Nico Horner. Rockies are his 7th organization.
Wow.
1 and 2 on Nico. He started with the Reds, then went to the Angels in 22, Tigers in 23, Phillies later in 23, Texas in 24. Nico checks and takes outside, and then spent parts of the last 2 seasons with Kansas City. Tried to be a two-way player for a while because he's always been a very good hitting pitcher. Here's the 2-2 pitch taken low. Nico in this spot run would gladly take a base on ball.
Yeah, really good athlete, Lorenzen, and a physical fitness and gym fanatic. He's he's almost to the point where he's the bodybuilder type guy.
Here's a high pop-up foul and out of play off the bat of Nico Horner. His big league record 56 and 63. But I'm pretty sure we've seen him pitch more than one. Here's a ground ball to second, fielded by Stevens. He'll throw to first in time. I'm sure we've seen him hit more than one home run as a hitter. Michael Lorenzen.
Yep, there's no doubt. Yeah.
Horner bounces out, scored 4-3. I don't think Lorenzen got a glove on the ball, or he did. He may have, so we go 1-4-3.
Nico is just hitting some bad luck here lately. He lined out twice yesterday. This ball is ticketed for center field. Lorenzen deflects it at the second baseman.
Michael Conforto will take high for a ball.
Nico needs to change up what he's having for lunch. He's not hitting any luck here lately, that's for sure.
Was that something you did when you were a hitter?
If I was hitting in real bad luck, I was changing up my program a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Did you have a good luck food that you went to? Here's a chopper foul down the right side.
I was always, during the day, a chicken sandwich and a salad, just about every day. I could tell you back in the day where the best chicken sandwich was in the city, wherever you would go.
And now the 1-1 pitch. Conforto will take down low. No score. We're in the third.
We got some guests in the booth. They're kind of familiar.
My daughter Amber has dropped by.
Now, Amber, you can jump right into this chair and go right ahead if you want.
We are broadcasting live, just so you know. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. On the way to Conforto, he dribbles it foul off to the left out of play. We can catch up in a few minutes, right? Conforto trying to get a little rally started here in the Cub third inning. Hitting .247, left-handed batter. Pitched by Lorenzen. Swung on and missed. And that is strikeout number 4 for Lorenzen. Still nobody has reached after the first 8 batters in the game.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, I'm seeing the swings from both clubs. And it is really tough to see the baseball. They're all having issues. And it's the off-speed pitch that, people are missing by a lot. Not just missing, but if the pitcher makes a good pitch with it, they're missing it by 6-8 inches.
Dansby Swanson will look at a strike.
Third inning is brought to you by Consumers Credit Union. People in your corner stand up for you wherever you go. Consumers Credit Union.
The home plate area in the shade. Much of the infield still in bright sunshine. Swing and a miss by Swanson. 0-2. Deep in the outfield it's shaded, but much of the outfield grass is in sunshine. Dansby 1 for 4 in the series opener last night. Trying to bust out of his slump. And he takes strike 3 call. Cubs do nothing. 3 perfect innings for Lorenzen. We go to the bottom of the third.
It is gone! It is gone!
Oh, what a shot by the big man.
It is out of here!
It is an absolute home run derby.
I've never seen anything like this. I have never seen a game like this in my life.
Swing and a miss.
8 strong for Logan Webb, and that's his 7th strikeout with nary a walk.
And a diving catch by Nathan Lucas.
A highlight reel play to send us to the bottom of the 5th.
Christopher Sanchez having another really strong day.
Well, that's some big-time pitching right there.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
That's 10 strikeouts for the 11th time in Sanchez's career.
Right back up the middle. Rocchio takes the bag, throws to first, they get out of it. What a double play! What a play by Rocchio! Diving at second, as good as it gets.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Like Samsung. Visit grandappliance.com for full details.
Bottom of the third inning here in Colorado. The Cubs and Rockies are scoreless. It is sunny and 88 degrees. A beautiful early evening here at Coors Field. Time and temperature sponsored by Circus Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fees. Pat?
Shota Imanaga facing Willie Castro. Willie will take down low for a ball. Castro popped out in the first. Scoreless game. Rockies had a couple of men reach in the first, but they were stranded. Cubs have not yet had a base runner through the first 3 innings.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Castro pokes it foul off to the right, out of play, 1-2. Time for us to play the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. What did we have last night? We had 29,000 and change. I would say we have maybe a few more fans here tonight. And the pitch to Castro is high. I'll say we have 30,003. 30003.
Zach, you want to go or do you want me to go?
Go ahead.
Of course you do.
Castro swings and chops it foul. You weren't quite ready yet?
That was kind of a setup. I knew what he was going to say.
Does Zach like to go last?
Zach likes to go last because he's trying to win every night. It's a big deal.
That is true.
He celebrates in the post-game show every night when he wins. He's got his dauber down a little bit in the post-game when he doesn't.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, I mean, if we're keeping score, I want to win. Don't you?
If
Zach
you're
is
keeping score of this, we got to talk.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch from Shota Imanaga. And it's popped in the air, right field side, foul territory, racing over Bush with a play, makes the catch. The first baseman got a good jump on that, ran over near the Rockies' corner of the dugout and made the catch. And that's out number one, and the batter is Kyle Karros.
Good play by Michael, and it's good that ball stayed in the yard. That is the one thing you talked about yesterday when you were talking, just describing the ballpark here and how big the surface is. A lot of foul territory, so the pop-ups, you do get a lot of infield pop-ups that stay in the ballpark.
The area behind the catcher to the backstop screen, not that spacious really, maybe 40 feet tops.
Yeah, down the lines is where you gain some ground.
Kyle Karros takes low and inside.
All right, I will say 27,800.
Shota Imanaga coming back to the plate. Swing and a miss. Some days and nights it just seems like there's more movement on Shota's pitches. Yeah. Tonight is in the high movement area.
Yep, I would agree. His split finger has been very good so far.
And the 1-1. Karros lays off and takes inside.
I'm going to go 29,000 on the dot.
So we are all locked in. The Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Binny's, you should just drop to your knees and sob uncontrollably. Here's a ground ball to the hole at short, backhanded by Swanson. Long throw, dug out nicely by Bush on the other end. Good play by both men. Long throw, a one-hopper, and a backhand play for Bush, and he negotiated it beautifully.
This is the toughest pick you have as a first baseman. Dansby gets this ball and gets rid of it in a hurry, and what he wants to do is give him a longer hop. That did not. The ball carries even from the shortstop farther than you think, and he gets a really tough in-between hop, and just an absolute great pick by Michael Bush at first to get that out.
T.J. Rumfield, the batter. Rumfield, a left-handed hitter, had an opposite field single his first time. And the 0-1 pitch. Fastball in near the knuckles. Ball one, 1-1. Cubs need to win to stay above 500. And they have been above 500 for a long time, and they'd like to stay there. Here is a pitch low and outside for a ball. The last time the Cubs were at 500, April 16. And the next offering is in there. They've been above that mark ever since, Ron. And
well, that's about when they took off, too. They really had some good stretches through, the second half of April and into May. The 210, well, they went 36 days without losing at home through April and May.
Cubs had a 27-12 stretch at the apex of that hot stretch. Here's a pop-up playable left side for Bregman. He'll make the catch to end the inning. Shota is sharp. A lot of routine outs behind him. Let's see if the Cubs can get him some runs.
Liner to right field. Nishida gets there in time.
It is
caught. Taken back. Sterling Thompson.
Grounded right side. Nunez over to get it in the hole. What a play to get the lead runner.
Here comes Owen Casey coming on into a slide. He's got it.
Pulled out to third. A diving stop to his right by Riley. Quick onto his feet. Throws over for the out.
Emo fighting the sun, racing in, dives, rolls, and makes the catch. One racing back, still going back, makes the catch, hit that wall hard. Loop down to right, Suzuki sliding, and he made the grab. What a catch.
Toward the foul line, Nimmo coming on, and he makes another sliding catch.
Oh, barehanded by Turner, and Turner is able to throw out a very speedy runner.
Liner caught by Rengifo. He went as high as he could and brought it down.
Down the right field line, 3 Rangers converging.
What a play by Freeman. Did he hold on? He did.
You're going to see this one on the highlights.
High fly ball right field deep. Canseco back to the track. Looking up. It is off his head, it looked like. And over the top. A home run.
And hit Canseco in the head. Look at this. Boink. And it's out of here.
Jose, you've hit a lot of home runs, but that shot will live forever.
Every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Time to check the out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first Phillips Slugfest in Pittsburgh. Bottom 8, Pirates leading the Dodgers 7-6.
Pete Crow Armstrong will take inside. Zach, go right ahead.
I just saw video footage of Brian Reynolds robbing Shohei Ohtani of a home run with an excellent catch out in the outfield. Bottom of the 5th inning, Twins leading the Tigers 4-1.
Chopper foul.
Byron Buxton with a 3-run home run for Minnesota, his 20th of the year. The Phillies all over the Blue Jays, 7-1 now. Top of the 7th in Toronto. Alec Bohm with a 3-run home run, his 3rd.
And now the 1-1. Inside to Pete Crow Armstrong. 2-1, Zach.
Cardinals are taking it to the Mets once again. An 8-2 lead for St. Louis. Middle of the 8th in New York. Jordan Walker with a 3-run shot for the Cardinals, his 17th.
Pete will take a strike. Fastball right down Broadway, and it's 2-2.
Rangers and Royals are tied at 2 after 5 innings of play. The White Sox with a 2-0 lead over the Braves, last of the 6th on the south side. Top 2, the Brewers on top of the A's 2-0. The Astros and Angels are about to get started in Anaheim.
Here's the 2-2. Taken down low. Pete would gladly take a walk right here. Go ahead, Zach.
And then there are a whole bunch of finals. The Rays knock off the Red Sox 7-5. Other action, the Yankees double up the Guardians 8-4. Jazz Chisholm Jr. with 3 RBIs in that game for New York.
And the payoff pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, deep right center, back toward the wall. Carrick at the wall. That ball is going to be off the fence. Pete racing around second. He's going to third. He'll have a standing triple. He just missed a home run out beyond the 375 marker. The fence is 16 feet high. Carrick tried a leaping catch, couldn't get it. The ball then bounced back toward the infield, and Pete has a stand-up triple.
Well, as this ball hits, it hits that fencing area, and it hits way up high on the wall. Pete is flying around first base, and then they finally get the ball as McCarthy grabs this ball and fires it in. But, you know, another 4 or 5 feet that ball rolls, that's got a chance to be an inside-the-park home run.
Moises Ballesteros batting. He'll swing and miss. With that triple, North Shore Adult Diapers make another donation to the Northern Illinois Food Bank. Visit solvehungertoday.org. Infield back. And the next pitch down low to Moises. So even a ground ball almost anywhere on the diamond will give the Cubs a run. in this 0-0 game.
See, this isn't at bat for Ballesteros. You want to drive in the run, you want to do some damage, but when your at bat is over, you want to drive this run in. There you go.
Bouncer to first, the run will score. It's 1-0 Cubs. Brumfield will make the play at first. Rumfield, I should say, makes the play unassisted. So 3-U, but an RBI for Ballesteros. Cubs lead 1-0.
You know, the thing is, when you're having issues seeing the ball, like both teams are doing right now because of the shadows and the sun, you get a man at third and nobody out, you've got to do whatever you need to do to put that ball in play with the infield back.
Base is empty with one away, a run in. Bush hits a ground ball to the right side, bobbled by the first baseman, but his throw is inside. Rumfield bobbled the ball as he went down on one knee to backhand it. A hustling Lorenzen, who's a very good athlete, got over and covered first quickly, and it's a 3-1 putout.
Yeah, good recovery by Rumfield. This ball, I'm surprised he went to a knee. If he just stays on the backhand and just tries to catch this ball, you know, I think, you know, so many guys see other players doing that slide catch. And, you know, if you've got it perfected, that's one thing. But you can just go to the backhand side at first, catch the ball with the big glove that you have, and then just take a couple steps and get the ball to the pitcher.
Here's Alex Bregman. He bounced out his first time. He takes inside and almost nailed him in the lead elbow. Ballesteros, his 23rd run batted in. Pete Crow Armstrong with a triple, scoring the game's first run. Here's a deep drive to left down the line, curling toward foul territory, and back out of play.
Hanging breaking ball to Bregman. He just pulled the trigger too early and hooked that ball way foul.
These Rockies will be at Wrigley next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then these two teams will be done with each other for the year. Here's the 1-1. Check swing by Bregman. It's low and away.
Just played San Francisco. Then you come here, go to Frisco, and then you have Colorado back by us. And it's kind of odd playing the same team for like almost 2 straight weeks.
12 straight games against only 2 opponents, Ron. You're right. 2-1 pitch. Inside 3-1. You know, I heard Zach mention Shohei Ohtani pitching tonight for the Dodgers in Pittsburgh. Do you realize what Shohei has done in the last month? He's been hitting. Here's a drive foul out of play. His batting average, Ron, as a hitter, .411 with 21 RBIs. His pitching, 4-0 with a microscopic ERA of 0.38. 1 earned run in 24 innings. I mean, if you're trying to become an MVP, how do you compete against that?
You can't. No, there's just no competing. It's unbelievable some of the things he's doing.
Bregman fouls it away off to the left and out of play. And those of us who were not lucky enough or talented enough to play big league ball are just amazed at that. And Ron, you played for a long time at the big league level. Here's a check swing. It's down low, ball 4. Bregman gets the walk. Can you imagine pitching as well as you hit and you're a star in both areas?
No, I can't. So even for all of us that got to this level to play, a lot of us pitched when we were like in high school. And I pitched in high school. And then, you know, about halfway through the season, my senior year of high school, you just, you know that the days you're pitching, your bat just doesn't, it's not the same. You know, all your focus is on the mound, and, you know, so that ended for me, and I just started playing a position third base every day. And I guess, and you see it occasionally in college now, where a guy will be a two-way player, but you don't see him pitch and hit in the same day. This guy's doing both, and just like he's in Little League. It's unreal.
And he must be in tremendous condition, Ron, just to handle that emotionally and physically. Ian Happ, the batter, and he'll take a fastball strike.
I think handling it on the mental side, when you're going that good, you know, you're just going really good. So there's not a lot of stress. And you're hitting 400.
Stress for the guys trying to get you out.
Yeah.
Here's a swing and a drive down the left field line, slicing and going foul off the bat of Ian Happ.
Yeah, you're creating a lot of stress for the other guy.
But we've heard Joe Madden tell us that Shohei, and Joe managed him in his early days with the Angels, and he said he's not only a terrific talent, he's a great young guy.
Yeah,
he's very popular.
Yeah.
He's easygoing. He's fun.
Yeah.
So that makes you kind of like him even more. Unless he's playing against the Cubs, of course. Here's a chopper foul right side. Then he gets on your nerves.
Yeah.
0-2 on Happ. Cubs with their early lead, a triple by Crow Armstrong. And a sac fly, or an infield ground out by Moises Ballesteros. Next offering in the dirt from Lorenzen. And following that Toronto game tonight, Max Scherzer pitching for Toronto against the Phillies. He started the night 1 strikeout shy of becoming the 11th pitcher ever to record 3,500 strikeouts in the big leagues. Happ's swing fouls it back, and he stays alive. 1-2.
Yeah, I was watching that game early when I was having dinner before the ball game, and Philadelphia, I think Harper hit a home run off him in the first. Now I'm looking at the scoreboard. The game's kind of lopsided, Huntsy.
Yep. Here's the pitch to Happ, bounce to first, foul. Rumfield tried to create the illusion that the ball was fair by keeping his feet in fair territory. That's an old trick by corner infielders, because if you grab it, it's an easy out. So you try like everything to make it look like a fair ball to the umpire. And it's funny, they keep their feet in bounds like they're a wide receiver in football.
Yeah.
Four strikeouts.
So he did get to 3,500 plus.
Yep.
And he's 11th on the all-time list. The 1-2 to Happ is just a little bit high. He's looking at the top 10. I won't bore you with all 10 of them, but Nolan Ryan, 5,714. Randy Johnson, your buddy, second on the list, but Nolan Ryan has 839 more strikeouts than anybody else.
Yeah, how about
That's
that?
like 4 seasons of 200 plus strikeouts. More than anyone.
Yeah.
Incredible. Roger Clemens is on the list, number 3. Steve Carlton, 4.
Yeah.
Burt Blyleven.
Number
5. Here's a high fly ball by Happ, foul off to the right and out of play. It's such a noteworthy list. I'll go ahead and read it here. Tom Seaver, number 6. Don Sutton, the late Don Sutton and the late Tom Seaver. Justin Verlander, number 8 on the all-time list with 3,554. Gaylord Perry cracked the top 10. And Walter Johnson, number 10. It's quite a list.
Yeah.
That is the greatest of the greats. Swing and a miss, inning ends. Cubs get a run on a hit, lead 1 after 3.5 innings. The score, it's the Cubs 1 and the Rockies.
You could describe Tulsa as a big, small town or a small, big city.
Tulsa is a very mixed city of arts and film and sports. I mean, it's a true melting pot of all kinds of things.
Professional baseball in Tulsa, it's actually older than the state of Oklahoma.
It's nice to play in front of, fans that you see on a daily basis.
Still 2 strikes on Dingler, who singled and scored in that 2-run first.
That ball's cranked high in the air, left center field. Dylan Dingler demolishes this baseball. It is 4-0. That is way out of here.
I'll tell you, Dylan Dingler's been doing this to bad located breaking balls. That one is just a sweeper that didn't quite sweep enough. As soon as that left the bat, he knew how far that was, and that was out of here.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Law Firm, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs, Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
Spiegel and Holmes talk Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday from 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score and the Odyssey app. Pat?
Zach, thank you. Nestor Seiya calling balls and strikes. I think we gave you the umpires earlier. Krupa at first, McKay at second, Rackley, the crew chief, at third. Shota Imanaga working on Hunter Goodman. And the first pitch, line in the left center, softly, a base hit. Goodman went up and got a pitch about letter high. Didn't get all of it, but it fell into shallow center. It's a base hit. Cubs lead 1-0, and the batter is Tovar.
Yeah, bat breaks in half. He hits this ball right off the end of the bat. Bat breaks in half right on his back. The ball ends up in center field.
The announcement of the umpires, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Tovar 0 for 1 as he steps in, and he'll take high for a ball. Still some streaks of light on the field. Most of left field now is in the shade. Most of center is in the shade. Shallow right and shallow right center still in sunshine. The pitcher is in the sun. Here's a bunt toward third, foul. The run as a hitter, is that an issue if the pitcher standing in the sun, so the background in the immediate area behind him is sunny and bright, and then it immediately disappears into the shadows?
Yeah, I think it's been very difficult for the hitters all game so far. I just don't think the hitters are seeing the ball well, and these guys are throwing breaking stuff. You have a better chance of hitting the fastball if they spin the ball and it moves pretty well. It's very difficult to see.
The 1-1 to Tovar instead of pickoff throw to first. Day game tomorrow. We'll be right out here for you. Edward Cabrera against Ryan Feltner. And it'll start at 2:10 Central Time. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2. Cubs dropping a 7-3 decision last night. Pitchers have dominated the early portion of this game. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Looked like a splitter. It came in and sank.
That might be the best one he's thrown today. That ball started out up, and boy, you could just see it backing up, and Tovar way out in front of this pitch. It was not down, it was about knee high away, but it had great change of speed on that pitch.
Cole Carrig is the batter, and a pitch to Carrig is high. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers, by the way, brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Imanaga, the lefty, on the mound. Comes set, looks over at first, and the pitch. There's a strike on the inside corner.
First out of the inning. It's always sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity. Imagine that.
A ball and a strike on the right-handed batting Carrig, who hits it in the air foul over toward the stands. Does Bush have a play? No. Beautiful, warm night here in the Rocky Mountains. The sunsets here are just gorgeous.
Yeah, this is one of the beautiful places in our country. There's no doubt. And when they built this ballpark, how old is this park? What do they say?
1995, I want to say.
It's right at 21 years old. $31 years old, right? Yeah. Math was my strong point.
I could tell. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Shota. And the next offering. Swinging a fly ball to right, shallow and playable for Suzuki. Suzuki is a math whiz, we understand, and he makes the catch.
He said 2 outs.
And that's 2 down.
Yeah.
And the batter is Troy Johnston.
And I remember coming here to play right very early when they first opened this. We played an exhibition series here, a couple games, and boy, from the clubhouse and just going around the stadium, it's just a gorgeous facility.
That would have been in the pre-humidor days.
Yeah, absolutely.
And go back and check if you are, interested in history and high-scoring games and high-scoring ballparks. Check out the first 5 or 10 years of this place, starting in 1995. Every game, it seemed like, was 10-9. Swing and a miss. I mentioned last night Mike Lansing, a second baseman of yesteryear for Colorado, hit for a cycle in this park. There have been many cycles here, but his was unique because he had it completed by the 4th inning of the game. Here's the 0-1, ground ball toward the middle. Diving stop by Swanson, gets up and throws him out. Sensational play by Dansby Swanson. That's how you win Gold Gloves, with plays like that. He was directly behind second. He dove on the grass, got up quickly. That was a key to the play, and he made a good.
It's time for the great mascot race. Ready, set, go. And they're off. Look at them go, folks. They're neck and neck. The crowd goes wild. Down the home stretch. Here they come. Here's the play at the plate. It's T.C. Bear. Congratulations on winning the great mascot race.
I remember the first series I had, the first home run I hit was a grand slam against Seattle, which was the team that I had played for the year before. As we know, Cleveland can get a little cold, so I would wear the dark blue long sleeves. And for some reason, this jersey, I always liked my jersey a little longer. The reasons for it, for a little padding, so when I would slide, I wouldn't get all patched up and roughed up.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game, these games, all the games, pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way, with real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time, because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Who's on first? Southwest Airlines, ranked first among U.S. airlines by the Wall Street Journal. Based on WSJ's 2025 rankings, see southwest.com/WSJ.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Sigmund with you here at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. Top of the 5th, the Cubs with a 1-0 lead over the Rockies. So we've got a pitcher's duel early here at Coors Field.
Go figure that one.
Seiya Suzuki digs in against Michael Lorenzen. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. And that's in there for strike, a sinking fastball, 0-1.
Now, there's still some shadows right in behind the pitcher, but they're starting the sunlight, and it's starting to diminish some, so I would think it's going to be a little better hitting now than it was the first 4 innings.
Seiya swings and misses at a slider off the outside. The count is 0-2. Cubs have just 1 hit tonight, but it was a big one, a triple Off the wall in right center field by Pete Crow Armstrong, and then he scored on a ground out by Moises Ballesteros. Now the pitch. It's low to Suzuki, 1-2.
Coming alive all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Suzuki struck out swinging his first time up. He's batting .246 on the year. The pitch is low. A slider that missed, 2-2. Beautiful early evening here in Denver. Temperature in the mid-80s. Plenty of sunshine as Suzuki waits for the 2-2. Here it comes. It's low and outside on the check swing. He went around on appeal, says Louis Krupa, the first base umpire. Strike 3, 1 down.
Suzuki didn't argue, just upset with himself. Chased that ball down and away in the dirt.
So here comes Nico Horner, who grounded out his first time up. Nico's been slumping lately, hitting around 200 over his last 7 games. Here's the pitch by Lorenzen. And Nico looks at a ball off the outside, a cutter, 1-0.
Yeah, he's kind of hitting some bad luck, too, here the last few days. Line drive to right yesterday with 2 men on. Line drive to short.
Nico taps it foul behind the plate, 1-1.
And when the Cubs really need Nico to be swinging the bat well, because their offense is struggling, and now they're going to the mound, they're going to see about Lorenzen.
Warren Schaefer, the Rockies manager, along with the Colorado trainer, are headed out to the mound. So is home plate umpire Nestor Ceja. Did you see anything in real time?
I did not.
I've yet to see a replay. Lorenzen holding the glove in front of his mouth as he's telling the trainer what happened.
The thing I did see is like the arm shake, like the shoulder, but nothing where he's staying in the ball game, so that's good for the Rockies. This guy is one of the more put together athletes we have in our game. This guy's some kind of strong, and he's more like a bodybuilder than he is anything else. Still shaking his right arm and trying. I wonder if he's having some cramping issues. Is what I'm wondering.
We're ready for the resumption of play. 1-1 the count on Nico. Here's the pitch to Horner. It's inside. 2-1.
That pitch didn't look good either. He doesn't seem like he's right. Just doesn't seem.
There was a curveball that time.
But it looked like he just guided the ball. It didn't look like he cut it loose. So this guy's got a really good arm.
Now the 2-1. Horner hits a pop fly, shallow left center field. Racing in, Castro dives, and it drops in front of him. And Nico cruises into second base with a double.
Well, Nico will take it. That ball hung in the air a long time before it came down. That ball's got to be caught. I think Tovar gave up on it a little early, the shortstop. And Castro, because you're playing so deep, had a long run for it. And it just lands in no man's land. So Nico with a leadoff double here. Actually, 1-out double.
But a man in scoring position here with Michael Conforto at the plate. He struck out swinging his first time up. Left-handed batter against the right-hander Lorenzen. With Nico, excellent speed at second. The pitch. In there for strike, curveball that nipped the outside portion of the plate. 0-1.
Rockies now starting to get someone warmed up in the bullpen. Lorenzen only had 68 pitches, but I'm guessing he's having cramping issues.
The pitch. Conforto swings and misses out in front of a change, 0-2.
As you know, it's been really warm here in Colorado. It's been around 90 degrees every day. So, you see, there's no reason to get someone up. He's been throwing the ball exceptionally well.
Let's see if the Cubs can take advantage while he's in there now. Conforto at the plate. Here's the 0-2. High and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Coom doubles by Cubs batters, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense. You were talking about Nico hitting the ball hard yesterday into outs, and wouldn't you know it?
Yeah, right.
Gets a double on a little pop fly. The pitch. Foul back by Conforto. 1-2.
Crazy game, right? You can't ever predict it.
hard to explain sometimes the things that happen.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that one bit.
Lorenzen works on the first base side of the rubber. He checks second. That's where Nico is. A long set, and now the 1-2. Conforto grounds one to third, fielded to his left by Queiroz. Sidearm throw to first in time to get Conforto. And 2 away. Horner had to stay at second base.
Nice play by Queiroz, the third going to his left. Made that play look very easy, and it was not. And he has a very strong arm from third base. He throws bullets across the diamond easily.
So 2 down, Horner at second base. 1-0 Cubs here in the top of the 5th. The batter, Dansby Swanson, caught looking his first time up. Swanson doubled in last night's ball game. The pitch up high. 1-0. Swanson on the year hitting at 181, but he does have 7 home runs. Lorenzen looks at second. That's where Horner is. And the 1-0. Low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Tried a couple breaking balls to Dansby. Both of them, one just kind of spun up and in, and the other one he pulled down and away. See if Dansby gets a fastball maybe here.
Lorenzen is ready. The pitch. That one misses outside a cutter.
Another breaking ball, yeah, another off-speed pitch, and it missed wide. Pete Armstrong, the only guy for the Cubs that hit the ball on the nose so far, hit that triple off the wall. He's on deck. Dansby would love to get on and get Pete up to the plate with 2 men on.
The 3-0 delivery. That's a called strike along the outside edge. Another cutter from Lorenzen.
And now, for all practical purposes of playing the game, the sun is no longer an issue for the hitter. You know, the pitcher is now in the normal light.
And Swanson takes ball 4 inside, a sinking fastball that missed. And now the Cubs in business, men at first and second with 2 away here in the top of the 5th. Pete Crow Armstrong due up. As Koo mentioned, there is activity in the Rockies bullpen. And now time call. There's a mound meeting. Alone Leishman, the pitching coach, is out on the mound having a conversation with Lorenzen.
This is one of those things here in Colorado where I think managers really have to learn how to manage here from talking to other managers throughout the league, you know, through the years. You know, you can't be in a hurry with the hook in this ballpark with your pitching staff, with anybody. You know, they sometimes just, you know, you got to get innings out of everybody just because it's such a difficult place to pitch. You don't know if you're going to have one guy that really has a struggle. So if the guy's throwing even decent, he's got to stay out there.
There's no hotter hitter on the Cubs right now than the man at the plate, Pete Crow Armstrong. Men at first and second, 2 away. Top of the 5th, Cubs with a 1-0 lead. And Pete Crow Armstrong looking to extend that advantage. Lorenzen looks at second, works his motion and deals. Crow Armstrong swings and fouls it back out of play just to the left of us. 0-1. PCA hitting .333 over his last 15 games with 5 home runs. And he's got a triple tonight and a run scored. Here's the 0-1. That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. A cutter that missed. Righty-lefty matchup. Lorenzen puts the ball in the glove, sets above the belt, looks at second and deals. High and outside. So 2-1 the count with PCA at the plate.
Let's see if Pete gets a good pitch to hit. That's been Lorenzen's issue this season, throwing too many balls in the middle of the plate. See if Pete gets one here.
Here comes the 2-1. That's a called strike, a slow-moving breaking ball that spun into the zone. 2-2.
A little slider down and in. Pete didn't offer at it.
Horner at second base, Swanson at first. 1-0 Cubs, 2 away here in the top of the 5th in Colorado. Crow Armstrong at the plate with a 2-2 count. Lorenzen on the mound, sets at the belt. And now the pitch. Crow Armstrong pops it foul out of play off to the left. 2-2.
Good swing by Pete. He spoiled a really good changeup from Lorenzen. It's like a little palm ball down and away. Great location by Lorenzen, but Pete with a nice job of spoiling it.
So here we go again. 2-2 the count with 2 on and 2 away here in the top of the 5th. 1-0 Cubs. Lorenzen deals. And that pitch misses low and inside, a slider. PCA has worked a full count. The Cub fans here at Coors Field beginning to make some noise. The payoff pitch. Line drive caught by a leaping Kyle Karros wide of third for out number 3. It was a soft liner, and Karros had to extend fully to make the catch. And the Cubs.
And there's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score. And the Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and drive in a couple of runs. Franked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wills around. Plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one head for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. Chopper for Jazz, hot shot, and he makes the catch. That got on there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, "Did you see that?" I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
In Sun, Pottsville, PA.
Chicago weather is tough. Your home siding should be tougher. Hardy Siding is engineered for our climate. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com.
Imanaga works his motion and deals. And his first pitch to Braxton Fulford here in the bottom of the 5th inning is dribbled foul behind the plate. It was a slow-moving curveball. 0-1 the count. Cubs with a 1-0 lead over the Rockies. The middle game of a 3-game set here at Coors Field. Here's the 0-1. And Fulford looks at a ball up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Each team with just 2 hits. The pitch. Pop foul out of play off to the right by Fulford. 1-2. Still scratching my head. Are we in Denver? Are we in Colorado where they play baseball with an altitude?
Yeah, it hasn't been like that so far today, that's for sure.
And both pitchers were kind of struggling entering play tonight. Baseball. 1-2 the count on Fulford. Imanaga long set. High leg kick and pitch. Pop foul out of play again off to the right by Fulford. Count remains 1-2.
Well, Shota's had good command of his fastball, and he's had a very good split finger today.
The 1-2 delivery. Off the outside. Missing with a splitter. 2-2. Now, the fastball, you can control that in the altitude. It's the breaking stuff that creates issues.
Especially the ball that you're looking at for spin, some kind of curveball, slider, cutter. They use, a lot of times if you don't really bear down on them and get on top of the ball well, we used to laugh and call it the cement mixer. It would just spin going up there.
I still couldn't hit it, but you could. That last pitch fouled back out of play. 2-2 the count. The pitch. Inside to Fulford, who's worked a full count against Imanaga.
So now Shota can throw a good split finger here just below the zone. He should get his strikeout.
The payoff pitch. Pop foul out of play off to the right. Count remains 3-2. He went with a fastball at the top of the zone there.
Shota's feeling good tonight. You can tell his fastball, he's had a better fastball tonight than he's had in many starts. And he's confident with his pitches tonight.
The 3-2. Call, strike 3. Fastball that froze Fulford. One away. It was right down the middle.
Yeah, this pitch underneath the hands, and you're expecting the split. You didn't get it. You got gas.
The first out, sponsored by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. So one down here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Chad Stevens at the plate, and he looks at a pitch in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Stevens, the second baseman for the Rockies tonight, caught looking his first time up. Batting average at .042 this season in the majors for Stevens. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Slow moving breaking ball, 1-1.
Stevens in the last at bat chased 2 pitches well out of the zone.
The 1-1 delivery is high, 2-1 Stevens. On Tuesday, June 16th, the Cubs take on the Rockies at Wrigley at 7:05 in the evening. As Imanaga gets ready to work his motion, here's the 2-1. Misses up high, and the Cubs are going to challenge this.
That's ball right at the top of the zone. Ballesteros going to challenge. Ball strike challenges sponsored by Northwestern Medicine, and here we get it.
It's a strike. Just clipped the top of the zone on the outside edge. Wow.
Well, we've had 2 of them that are about as close as you can get. One was a ball, and one ended up being a strike, this last one.
So 2-2 the count. Imanaga deals. Foul back off the screen by Stevens. So we mentioned on Tuesday, June 16th, the Cubs take on the Rockies at 7:05 in the evening at Wrigley. Fans who purchase at Cubs.com/specials will receive a special edition Cubs soccer jersey and a ticket to the Chicago Stars match on July 18th. Take advantage while supplies last. Called strike 3. Fastball that freezes Stevens. 2 away. That was on the inside edge, just above the knees.
Good pitch by Shota. He's got Colorado hitters when he gets ahead, really thinking split finger, and he's buzzed a couple of heaters in there for strike 3. And he is confident tonight, there's no doubt. You can see it in his body language.
Willie Castro at the plate, swings and misses at a splitter, 0-1.
He's at 85 pitches now here in Colorado. Cubs have someone warming up in the bullpen just in case.
7 strikeouts tonight for Imanaga. The pitch to Castro is fouled back off the screen, 0-2. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. What about Imanaga's body language stands out to you?
Well, you could just tell. He's got some life in his body today. He's very confident on the mound right from the beginning with his fastball. He's at his best fastball today, I think, maybe since his opening day or game 2. He topped out today at 94 miles an hour.
Inside pitch to Castro, 1-2.
We have not seen a 94 from Shota, maybe in spring, but he has hit 94 tonight. And because of that fastball with good location, the split has been even better than normal.
The 1-2 is in the dirt. Check swing by Castro, but he did not offer, says first base umpire Louis Krupa on appeal. So it's 2-2. Now the 2-2 delivery. Imanaga to Castro. This is popped up on the infield right side. Bush down the line, halfway between home and first in fair territory. He makes the catch for out number 3.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh, my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
They say it's a game of numbers. Pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
Inning stretch for your whole flight. Southwest Airlines, official airline of your Chicago Cubs. Visit southwest.com/airfare-types-benefits for more information. Available on Wi-Fi enabled designated aircraft.
Hey, Cubs fans, make history with your business in the Village of Bedford Park. To learn more, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY@villageofbedfordpark.com.
Getting set for the top of the sixth here at Wrigley Field. It's the Cubs with a 1-0 lead over the Rockies. Carson Kelly is on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Cool.
Well, Brendan Bernardino, the left-hander, is going to come into the ballgame for Michael Lorenzen, who threw 5 innings and only gave up 1 run. And now the lefty will come in, and the Cubs will counter with that with Carson Kelly, so he will pinch hit and stay in the game to catch for Ballesteros.
And Ron, the first pitch swung on and missed by Kelly as this 6th inning gets underway.
Bernardino, left-hander, pretty good numbers for Colorado. Mid-4s in ERA.
Kelly waiting for the 0-1. Off-speed pitch swung on and missed. The only run of the game scored. Heat Crow Armstrong with a triple off the fence high in deep right center field, and then a run-scoring ground ball by Moises Ballesteros. That's it. You don't see many games at Coors Field in the 6th inning with a 1-0 score, Ron.
Don't figure that. No, not at all.
No more streaks of light on the field. A beautiful early evening here in Denver. Now the pitch to Kelly, nubbed foul off his hands.
Opponent's pitching change are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs. Leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com.
And the next pitch lifted into shallow left center. Castro started it back, now loping in, makes an easy catch. And that's out number 1.
Little breaking ball. Kelly out in front, hit that ball right off the end of the bat.
And here is Michael Busch. Busch has grounded out and struck out. Sometimes this game really makes you wonder, Ron. You've been around it, well, both you and I, for our entire lives.
Yep.
Fly ball deep center field, going back. Carrig still drifting back near the fence, makes the catch. Just to the right of the 4:15 sign. Michael Busch gave it a long ride, but it's just a long out. 2 down, and it brings up Bregman. But you saw the matchup of Mike Lorenzen, who came in with an ERA of over 8. Shota Imanaga, an ERA of just under 5. And so naturally it's a 1-0 game, and you're getting late in the game.
Yeah,
both men really pitching well.
I think for Shota, I really do. I think he had very good command of his pitches tonight. I think both pitchers were benefited by the sun And the guy's not being able to see all that well in the first half of the game. But Shota, you can tell even by his body language, he was feeling it tonight. He had good command of his fastball inside to the righties. He had an excellent split finger.
Bregman waiting, and he hits it foul out of play off to the right. His fastball has surprised a few of the hitters for called third strikes.
Yeah, I think what happened going into this game, they were all prepared to hit the split if it stayed up, and Shota was able to buzz some fastballs in there on 2 strikes and get punch-outs.
2-1 to Bregman, in there for a called strike. Alex has grounded out and drawn a walk.
Took this last little slider. That one's right at the knees in the middle of the plate. That might have been out or third.
This one is way outside, 3-2.
See if Bregman can turn on this slider. He's probably going to get another backdoor hook.
Pitch by Bernardino. Fouled away off to the right, out of play.
Bernardino not a hard thrower. That fastball 91 miles an hour.
Brennan Bernardino, big tall left-hander.
Kind of have a funky delivery from the left side, kind of a 3/4 delivery. I would assume he hides the ball pretty well.
Breaking ball low and inside, ball 4. Bregman gets the walk. Let's see if that leads to a rally as Ian Happ is coming up.
Now Bregman has walked twice. Let's see what's on tap here in the 6th inning, sponsored by Flight by Yuengling. Next generation light beer. And you know what I'm thinking. Cubs need a ball in flight here in Colorado. Make this game 3-0.
Ian batting right-handed, waiting. And he will foul it away off to the right, out of play. You probably don't see, at least thinking of it this way, Ron, you don't see as many walks here as many other parks because guys know that just leads to bigger innings.
It's a real issue. You have to catch the ball well in this ballpark if you're going to be a successful team, and you can't walk guys.
Smacked up the middle, but it's gloved by Stevens. Steps on the bag, and that ends the inning. Happ hit it sharply, but the second baseman backhanded the ball right near.
Oh, I got Soto. All right. Who? Austin Barnes. How do you like rings? Okay. All right. Young Jackson Holiday, just wait. Jackson Holiday's good. Rick Cerrone, great hitting coach now. Tony Gwynn. All-star. That's good. That's a good card. Oh, these are like real ones. There's gum in it. 87, baby. These are. This gum's from 1987. Actually from 87. Go ahead. Take a piece of it. That's 1987. Oh, my God. That is gum. It's gum. I'm not taking a bite of it. I'm not taking a bite of it either.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
You know, in Boston, every now and then, you'll do those throwback days where you bring out the big baggy jerseys, and the baggier, the better. When I broke into the league, everybody was wearing really baggy pants, and then as the years go along, I started wearing these skinny, mini, tight pants that looked like they were painted on. So by the time I was with Boston, I really wanted to wear the baggier, the better. We just wanted to be flying around in the outfield there, having a good time.
Grow.org/corn.
You'll score big with everyday deals at Suits 2020 in Miles. From men's suits and formal wear to sports and casual wear. Suits 2020. We're more than just amazing suits.
With former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes at Coors Field on a beautiful night for a ball game. Zach Zaidman working alongside. Our engineer is Jesse Trujillo. And we all thank you for joining us. A rarity, a pitcher's duel at Coors Field. 1-0 Cubs, bottom of the 6th inning. Phil Maton is the new man on the mound. And the right-hander's first pitch in there for a called strike. June the 10th, we're going to take a look and see what kind of a day this has been in baseball history as we move along. Here's a breaking ball that dips outside. This day in baseball history brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. It's time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. Maton's next pitch to Karros is taken for ball 2-1. The great Babe Ruth, 1921, hit his 120th home run. Why was that significant? It allowed him to become baseball's career home run leader. And this is 1921, Ron. He would remain the home run leader until Henry Aaron hit number 715 in 1974, some 53 years later. Here's the 3-1 now to Karros. And that's in there for a strike.
A lot of those years that Ruth played when he was with the Yankees, he hit more home runs than entire teams.
I think there were a few years there he hit, yes, you're exactly right, more than entire teams did, which is hard to imagine, really.
Right.
Karros waiting for the 3-2 from Maton. Broken back ground ball to third, charging, gloving, Bregman running throw to first to get him. The barrel ended up near shortstop. That's one of the longest travels for a barrel of a bat I've ever seen, Ron. That almost made it into the outfield.
Yeah, Dansby's giving it to the bat boy right now. That's one of those where you got to check after you get done with that, go back to home plate, check, see if you can find your thumb.
One away, bottom of the 6th inning. Cubs on top 1-0.
First out in the inning, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Imagine that. Imagine picking up your thumb at home plate.
T.J. Rumfield will take a strike. Joe Nuxhall, this is a famous thing in baseball. 1944, Joe Nuxhall was 15 years old. Again, World War II was raging at that time, but he actually got into a big league game and became the youngest player in Major League history ever to participate in a ball game. He was 15 years and 10 months old. Imagine that, Ron.
Yep, it's unbelievable. 15 years. So manager out talking to Nestor Seiya about the challenge, and I don't really know. Let's see what we got here. This is a pitch. So he said he did not want to challenge, and so the hitter said he did not want to challenge, and Seiya said he went to his helmet. So they did challenge, and the manager came out. You know, the umpires are supposed to be able to allow the hitter to grab his helmet, and they used that as a challenge, and it didn't work for Colorado. They lost the challenge.
Fouled away, 0-2.
Ball strike challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Now, if you're a 15-year-old in the big leagues, you excuse them. Think of that, being 15 years old and being in the big leagues.
And he almost got out of it. He ended up giving up, I think, 5 runs in his 2/3 of an inning. But just to be in a big league game at the age of 15 is quite remarkable. Joe Nuxhall, and then a long-time Cincinnati Reds broadcaster and one of the nicest men you will ever meet. He passed away many years ago, but got to know him a little bit. Always good to me, Ron.
Never got to know him, but everybody says the same thing you do. And yeah, when you start talking on certain guys' careers and some of the craziness that you know, 15 years old and you're in the big leagues.
Rumfield out on strikes. 2 down in the inning. And the batter is Hunter Goodman. Goodman, you like facing a guy like this with nobody on base when you're leading by only 1 run. He's their big home run man with 18.
Here's where you got to be careful with the breaking ball that you don't just spin one up there.
Liner toward right. That's going to be a base hit, falling in front of Suzuki. Goodman's homer went the other way yesterday. He singles into right field now.
Giving up a base hit to a guy like that in this ballpark with a spinner is one thing. You spin one up there and it doesn't spin, and he hits one about 450. That's what you're trying to stay away from.
Rocky Colavito, 1959. Had a 4 home run game for the Indians against the Orioles. Lou Gehrig was the first to do it. Here's a liner to left, another base hit for the Rockies. 2-out singles by Goodman and Tovar. And now Maton has to work out of a tough spot.
Now you got to make a pitch here and try to get out of this inning. It's just a very tough place to pitch for breaking ball pitchers, and I think Craig Counsell, he understands that. He was drafted by these guys and played for them, and with the left-hander coming up, he's going to the bullpen.
Greg is now motioning to the pen. It's official. A pitching change will be made. And Cubs pitching changes, those are worth noting because Cubs pitching changes.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,000th 131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Out-of-town scoreboard sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Games in progress. Bottom of the 7th inning in Detroit. The Twins leading the Tigers 6-3. Byron Buxton with a 3-run home run, number 20 on the year for him. Rangers and Royals tied at 4. Bottom of the 8th inning in Kansas City. Other action, the Brewers lead the A's 3-0. Top of the 5th in Las Vegas. Gary Sanchez with a solo shot for Milwaukee, his 7th. The Angels strike first, a 1-0 lead over the Astros after 3. Mike Trout, his 15th home run. Pat?
All right, Zach, thank you. Caleb Thielbar, the new Cub pitcher, 2 outs, 2 on. And the first pitch swung on and missed by Cole Carrig. Carrig playing in only his 2nd big league game. Big spot in this game. Cubs lead 1-0. Rockies at first and second and 2 down. And the 0-1 pitch from Thielbar. Taken off the inside edge, 1-1.
Thielbar's tried to stay inside against Carrigan, inside with the fastball. First 2 pitches.
Goodman away from second, Tovar off of first. The 1-1 drilled to deep left down the line, curling and going foul. Plenty of distance. Fouled by about 15 feet. The batter never left the batter's box area, so I was pretty sure it would hook foul.
Yeah.
But it was a hard hit ball.
This kid's got some pop in his bat. He gets good pitch to hit in the middle of the plate up, but just out in front of it and hooks it foul. Fortunate for the Cubs, that ball was going halfway up the bleachers.
Now the 1-2 pitch lifted to right, slicing toward foul territory and out of play. And we were approaching the twilight hour here in Denver. And we've seen balls lost in the sky in this park before, Ron. Quite a few, in fact.
We're getting close to that. It might be still a little bright for that, but it's you never know. When the ball gets up high here, I have a hard time tracking it from our vantage point here. Do you?
Sometimes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The lefty Thielbar delivers. It's high for a ball. 2-2. Tried to get the young player to chase a bad pitch that time. Cubs need to win to stay above 500.
It's a big pitch for Thielbar.
The 2-2. Popped up foul over near the Rocky dugout. Coming over and making the catch is the Cubs catcher Carson Kelly. And that ends the inning. One of the few times you see a catcher running at a pretty good speed, Ron, while catching a pop fly.
Big out for the Cubs and Thiel.
And here's Will Smith. A chance to hand out a present on his birthday. Smith drills one, left center field. It is gone! Number 16, time and again in clutch time. Pitching change for the Diamondbacks after some birthday in bobblehead night magic from Will Smith. From down one to up one.
Jim Day looking to hit the brakes here, and because that grass out there is moist, it'll be tough to get your footing out there.
Up the middle, backhanded by Lindor, who stumbles as he throws it away. Alonso, a diving attempt to stop that one.
Playing a little tic-tac-toe over there by the Pirates dugout. And Emmanuel Valdez says, get serious.
We're going to need to check back in on this situation.
See if he gets that one on anytime soon.
Oh, they kept going.
You gotta stop the top guy.
Oh.
You can describe Tulsa as a big, small town or a small, big city.
Tulsa is a very mixed city of arts and film and sports. I mean, it's a true melting pot of all kinds of things.
Professional baseball in Tulsa, it's actually older than the state of Oklahoma.
It's nice to play in front of, fans that you see on a daily basis.
/US to save.
Heard of a crash? Someone else's fault? Call D&W, Chicago's injury law group. They'll fight to make it right. Call the 8s, 312-888-8888.
Getting set for the top of the seventh here in Colorado. Cubs with a 1-0 lead over the Rockies. The seventh inning is sponsored by the Volvo XC90. Room for everyone, ready for wherever the road takes you. Pat?
Juan Mejia is the new right-handed Rockies bullpen man on the mound. Mejia, 29 innings this year. A rather beefy earned run average of 6.44. But when you pitch for the Rockies, that is not all that unusual.
That is the truth.
Cubs got the game's only run. Moises Ballesteros bouncing out after Pete Crow Armstrong tripled to lead off the fourth inning. That's it. And the 0-2 swung on and missed by Seiya Suzuki. When is the last time, Ron, you were here, either as a player or a broadcaster, and the seventh inning started in a 1-0 score?
Yeah, you don't hear that very often at all. That's for sure. It's been a very odd game.
Nico Horner will try to crank up a rally.
For both teams. You know what I mean? It's just one of those games that, pitching staffs have dominated this game by far.
Most parks you talk about a single insurance run when you get to about this stage of the game. Yeah. Here's a bouncing ball to third. One hop, glove by Karros. Long throw, good throw, right on the money. Out number 2. In this park, you think more of 2 or 3 run leads to really have a secure feeling.
Yep. And that's why counts went right to Thielbar, trying to go to the fastball inside, even though it was left right, just to get the last out of that inning, because you just know, 3 spots can just happen in the snap of a finger in this ballpark.
Michael Conforto, the batter. He fouls it away off to the left. Cubs a grand total of 1 run on 2 hits. Rockies no runs on 4 hits. A rare pitcher's duel at Coors Field. Inside, Conforto backed away, and the count now 1-1.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Here comes the 1-1. Change up in for a strike. Cubs need to win to stay above 500. It's always been an important thing psychologically, Ron. When you're above 500, you think like a winner, and many times it forces you to play like a winner.
Ball strike challenge as Conforto was challenging that high breaking ball. It's sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. It was called a strike. It hit the top of the box in the zone.
And now the 1-2 pitch on the way to Michael Conforto. Fouled away. I was chuckling reading some data earlier preparing for the game. Wild card standings. They're already showing wild card standings when you're looking up baseball info, and I feel like saying, can we maybe wait until the All-Star break? Maybe early August?
Yeah, it's June 10th right now. We got a lot of baseball to play. We're not even halfway through the marathon.
Yeah, the 1-2 from Mejia. And it's a swing and a miss. Cubs offense doing almost nothing in the game. Cubs still lead 1-0. Time for the 7th inning stretch here in Denver. On The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs talk on your ride.
I remember the first series I had, the first home run I hit was a grand slam against Seattle, which was the team that I had played for the year before. As we know, Cleveland can get a little cold, so we'll wear the dark blue long sleeves. And for some reason, this jersey, I always liked my jersey a little longer. The reasons for it, for a little padding, so when I would slide, I wouldn't get all patched up and roughed up.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are striking back after a slow start, and it's largely thanks to one of baseball's fastest men.
Corbin's on the run. He's going the distance. He's going for speed.
Corbin Carroll has been playing like an MVP since his debut in 2022, but in his 4th full season, he's taken his game to a whole new level.
This guy's unbelievable. He's unforgettable.
On Sunday, Carroll put together one of the best games of his career, going 4 for 4 with 2 triples and a 9-1 D-backs win. That put Carroll at 8 triples for the season, twice as many as any other player, and 51 for his career.
He's the reason why you come to the ballpark.
Watch him hit and watch him run.
He became the 2nd fastest player of all time to reach 80 homers and 50 triples. Only Hall of Famer Lou Gehrig did it faster. Carroll's on pace to lead the majors in triples for the 3rd straight season, and he's only 1 triple away from tying the Diamondbacks club record of 52.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
All reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Huh?
It's a battle of the bullpens from here on in, Zach. Cubs on top 1-0. Caleb Thielbar to face the lower third of the Rockies order in this 7th inning. First pitch curveball to Troy Johnston is low and away for ball 1. Bregman, the third baseman, well off the line and playing about even with the bag. And the pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. Rocky bullpen will get started. Both a righty and a lefty are working out there. And the next offering, curveball swung on and missed. Johnston missed that. He missed that by a wide margin.
Yeah, that was a really good slider by Caleb Thielbar.
Now time call as the batter backs away.
7th inning, sponsored by Volvo XC90, room for everyone. ready for wherever the road takes you. Volvo XC90.
The next pitch lifted to left, playable for Happ, almost in his tracks, drifting over toward the line now, making the catch. Thielbar retires the left-handed batting Johnston. One away, and the batter is Braxton Fulford.
I think getting back to what you were saying last inning about the sky, I think right now you're probably at the peak of the issues for the outfielders. It looked like Ian was having a little trouble tracking that ball as it was going down the line.
Here is Fulford taking a strike. Fulford has walked and struck out. I believe we just had the attendance figure delivered to us. Now the 0-1. Fastball up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I'll get it to you later.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch outside for a ball. And
I'm glad the PA guy's listening to our broadcast.
Well, he wasn't quite ready to deliver the attendance apparently, and it was very mannerly of him to let us know that he'll get it later. Swinging a foul back.
Top of his game too. Yeah, that's pretty good.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Fulford.
Sounded a little different than his normal sound into the microphone.
Yeah, a little nasally. Here's the 2-2. Pop-up foul and back out of play. Just a gorgeous night here, though. 87 at game time. It's probably about 82, 84 right now. No breeze, not humid. Just ideal. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Good job by Thielbar.
Fulford is out on strikes. 2 down, and the batter Chad Stevens.
Boy, another good slider by Thielbar. He has done a very good job coming into this game and getting on top of that slider and it working downhill. That's not an easy thing to do here in Colorado. A lot of times you come into a game and you throw that breaking ball and it just spins going up there.
Stevens will take a strike. Stevens has struck out twice in the game. And now the pitch on the way. Curveball in there for a called strike. 0-2. Seventh inning, Cubs lead 1-0. Neither team with an error. Cubs have a grand total of 2 hits. The Rockies have 4. The next pitch, curveball, just missed.
Well, this guy got called up to the big leagues, and he was leading the PCL in hitting, second in doubles, 4th in hits. He was off to a great year in AAA.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A foul tip. And Caleb Thielbar works 1, 2, 3. We go to the 8th inning.
I'm hoping we talk about a winner as Mason Wynn unleashes the stretch and in time. And the arm, the equalizer. Berger out by 1/8 of a step for a big first out.
Oh no! Get out of here! Back to back to back!
You gotta be kidding me. Where did this come from? 4-0 Miami.
Fly ball center field. Hill and Antonacci converging. It's Antonacci with the diving play. This kid is turning into something special in left field.
The Reds win! Blake Dunn delivers, tossing his helmet to the heavens. The Reds roar back from down 3-0.
Kyle Harrison, outstanding once again tonight with the 12 punch-outs.
Picks up his 7th win of the season. Matched a career high with those 12 strikeouts.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Chicago weather is tough. Your home siding should be tougher. Hardy Siding is engineered for our climate. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com.
Cubs are up 1-0 here in the 8th. This 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars of the K. To donate your car today, Patrick.
Okay, Ron, here we go. 8th inning, Cubs on top 1-0. Trying to even up this series, trying to get a much-needed win. And again, they need to win to stay above the 500 mark. And they would very much like to do all of that. Dansby Swanson against Jeff Criswell. Big right-hander facing Dansby. Dansby 0 for 1 with a walk. Swings at a breaking ball. Doesn't get it.
Criswell has not been with the Rockies since 2024. This is his first appearance back.
Pete Crow Armstrong on deck. Pete scored the game's only run back in the 4th inning. At the tail end of the twilight hour now here in Denver. Here's a pitch low and outside for a ball. 1-1.
Criswell coming back from Tommy John surgery.
Now the big right-hander pauses and fires. Swing and a miss. Chest high fastball. 1-2. They've been doing that to Dansby quite a bit lately, throwing that high, hard one just above the zone. Here comes the 1-2 from the right-hander. Lifted foul down the right field line and back out of play.
That was that spinning slider I've been talking about. Dansby expecting that ball to break and go across the zone. It never breaks and stays inside, and it jammed him. When you see the breaking ball, you're expecting it to go across the zone. That one did not move at all.
And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Swanson is out on strikes. 1 away, and the batter is Pete Crow Armstrong. Now, if you're Pete, Ron, you're one of the guys on the team that has the power to go deep. This is a spot where you'd love to see a home run.
Absolutely. It is the time for him and Carson Kelly, who's on deck.
Pete takes a strike, 0-1. We're getting the attendance 31,802. Few more than last night's 29,000 plus. Let's see if Pete can get a hold of one. He swings and misses. Even if he would just get on, his base stealing potential might play a role.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He is a threat.
I've heard some baseball people say you don't try to steal as many bases in this park. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's taken high. The reason is it's fairly simple to score runs without trying to steal bags and risk a guy being thrown out.
But I would say, to your original point, it's a 1-0 ball game. So you got to play it like a normal ballpark.
Line drive toward right, but right there is Johnston to make the catch. Pete hit a bullet as he pulled one to right, but it hung up for Johnston to grab. 2 down.
Well, this ball's hit right on the button, but it's a line drive, and it does carry right out to the right fielder. Colorado Rockies got a lot of young players playing for them right now, and I think playing in this ballpark takes some time as an outfielder to adjust to where you think the ball's going to come down.
Carson Kelly takes outside for a ball.
You know what I mean? Where you just the ball just carries farther than you think.
Right. See how we did in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. It looks like I was a little closer than the rest of the gang here. The actual figure, 31,802. And we'll play it again tomorrow. The Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Well, it's a big win for you tonight.
Kelly will take a strike, and the count now is 2-1.
And your daughter's here in the ball. I mean, this could be a real celebration tonight.
She's always been a good luck daughter.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Aren't all daughters good luck?
Sure. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Here's the 2-1. I've been very lucky.
Yeah.
Pitch is outside, and the count 2-1. She's going to be getting married here this summer.
Yeah.
In August. And the 3-1. And it's in there for a strike. And of course, as the father of the bride, I'm playing a fairly key role in this wedding.
Oh, yeah?
Let me put it this way, Ron. Now I know why people cry at weddings.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, I'd call Binny's if I were you for a little help.
The 3-2 is taken outside for ball 4, and Kelly gets the walk.
Remember how they said it at our dinners in spring training, how good of friends we are? Now you get to find out.
It is a base on balls. Kelly at first, and the batter, Michael Bush.
See, in Chicago, we have this saying, I've got a guy, you've got a business. They've been your friend a long time. There you go.
I would need a whole battalion of guys. Walks to Cubs batters. And we were so deeply into that other conversation, I forget exactly what that means, Zach. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, that means we read a commercial regarding walks by Cubs batters. It was here just a minute ago.
You know, they're sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Reminder, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Good point, Zach. Yeah. Nice ad lib. Here's a swing and a foul back by Michael Bush.
Especially after the Binny's shot.
1-0 Cubs. We're in the top of inning number 8. Let's see if Bush can get a hold of one. And the pitch on the way. Check swing. No swing. This might be the least amount of hits that I've ever seen in a game at Coors Field, and I've been coming here since this park opened in 1995.
Yeah. 1 run, 6 hits in the ball game between the two ball clubs.
And it's getting late. Bottom of the 8th inning, or top of the 8th inning, a swing and a bouncer foul. Day game tomorrow. Cubs trying to even the series here tonight. Edward Cabrera for the Cubs tomorrow against Ryan Feltner. He gets underway at 2:10 Central Time. And the 1-2. A little looper, shallow center, base hit. Rounding second and holding is Carson Kelly. It's a base hit for Bush. He gets a knock, and it puts a man in scoring position for Alex Bregman. Now, Alex is due. I'm reminded of a note that I wrote down earlier. Alex Bregman, 0 for his last 26 with men in scoring position. Yeah. So he is due.
Yeah, this would be a big at-bat for him. If he hits one in the gap or hits one out of here, that would be huge for him. Cleanup hitter sponsored by Chicagoland's appliance leader, Grand Appliance. Get your all-star Samsung kitchen at grandappliance.com.
2 outs, 2 on. Bregman waits. And the pitch. Alex takes high.
Yeah, he could really use an extra base hit right here. You whistle one in the gap, and boy, the weight of the world can come off your shoulders.
And there are big gaps here.
Yeah, there really are.
Here comes the 1-0 from the right-hander. And it's taken very high for ball 2, 2-0.
They've seen 2 fastballs up. Let's see if he can get one down in the zone and do some damage.
Criswell got the first 2 men, but then walks have put 2 on with 2 down. And the next offering, Bregman swings and misses. He was looking fastball, and who wouldn't be in that spot, 2-0, but he got a breaking ball instead.
Yep, got a little slider up in the zone.
Shortstop Tovar over toward the hole a little bit. A big hole up the middle for Bregman. Here comes the 2-1. Called strike 2.
Back-to-back sliders. That one started out inside, kind of surprised Bregman, a little flinch, and the ball clipped the inside corner.
Two and two. Now the right-hander Criswell backs away. Lights have just about taken full effect. In fact, I would say they have. At least they will in the next few minutes. Runners lead first and second for the Cubs. Bregman takes way outside. Slight advantage now for the Cubs. Full count, 2 down. What's the batter thinking?
Well, I think you got to cover the plate. You know, you're probably looking at making sure you can cover the fastball. You're probably looking fastball away, and that helps you cover the slider also.
There go the runners. The pitch popped up on the infield, the right side. Rumfield rather, makes the catch at first to end the inning, and the Cubs do not score. They leave.
It was a defensive play so iconic that we simply call it the catch.
This is the glove Willie Mays had when he made that catch. This is great.
Oakland pitcher Dave Stewart was named the World Series MVP.
It really comes from like the kings of Siam would give their courtiers white elephants, which were sacred animals.
They need to know this story. That's amazing.
Nobody could steal a base like Ricky.
I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
So imagine making steals in these stuff.
So these are Thai Cubs.
These are Thai Cubs.
So what I want to know is, were they ever swabbed for the DNA of opposing pitchers?
Roberts is no stranger to stolen bases himself.
That's what makes it special, is that everybody knew he was going to steal.
Roberts is going. Safe.
You know what they say, one great play deserves another. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Cable. Life's easier when you've got the Consumers Credit Union team cheering for you. Partner with people in your corner today at myconsumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score. The Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams on the score. Middays with Rahimi Harrison Grody. 10-2 on 104.3 The Score. WSCR, WSCR FM, and HD1 Chicago.
Bottom 8th here in Colorado. It's the Cubs with a 1-0 lead over the Rockies. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, they've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Cubs.
Jacob Webb now pitching. Zach delivers outside to Willie Castro.
Just want to remind people, Pat, that MLBshop.com/Cubs is the official source for your Chicago Cubs gear.
Thanks, Zach. Bottom of the 8th inning, 1-0 Cubs. That's right, 1-0 at Coors Field, a rarity. Jacob Webb, the new man on the mound. Ron, what's the plan for him?
I think if you're Webb, you just want to stay, in this ballpark, the plan, you usually say stay away from the guy's power, but in this ballpark, just about anybody can hit a home run in any direction. So you've got to make your pitches and try to keep the ball on the ground is the biggest key.
Castro just does get a piece to stay alive, fouling one at home plate.
A couple good plays in today's game. Ain't got a catch of the game. Sponsored by Catch Des Moines. That play was a real trip, and so is Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours at CatchDesMoines.com. Michael Busch made a nice play going towards the sidewall.
Castro pops it up. Shallow left center. PCA coming in and calling. And Pete Crow Armstrong makes the catch. Routine play out number 1.
And a good start to the inning for Webb. Dansby made a great play up the middle, the diving play. Tough plays of the game are sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. We'll give that one to Dansby. Great play.
Edouard Julien is the pinch batter. He's hitting for Caros. This is your basic lefty to get in there against a right-handed pitcher move. Julien started and played last night's game. In fact, he had 2 clutch hits early in the game. A second inning RBI double and a third inning 2-run single. Julien waiting for Jacob Webb. Cub right-hander fires. This ball's lined towards center. Base hit past the diving Horner. Over to pick it up is Seiya and get it back in. It's always been a trademark, I would say, of good pinch hitters coming up late in games and jumping on the very first pitch.
Yeah, you get the first pitch in the zone, especially if it's a fastball. You are definitely on it. Julien, nice job with a bullet past Nico.
Tying run is on. TJ Rumfield at the plate, left-handed hitter, open stance. And a deep drive to right. Down the line, trouble, and that ball is gone. A 2-run homer for TJ Rumfield. And the Rockies have taken a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
This is one of those ballparks. When you throw an off-speed pitch, sometimes if you don't really make it a good pitch, it just hangs up there. And this changeup stayed up and inside in the strike zone. And Rumfield hits this ball about 2 rows deep right over the right field wall down the line.
Goodman pops it up foul and out of play. Rumfield's 8th of the year. Rockies have their first lead of the night. It comes with 1 away in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Cubs are in danger again. Here's the 0-1. Fouled away by Goodman. Now you got to keep it at a 1-run deficit.
That's exactly right. You got to keep grinding in this game.
That was a high drive right down the right field line, fair by maybe 20 feet. It's a tall fence there, 16 feet high. It landed about 2 or 3 rows deep. And the Rockies have a 2-1 lead. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Goodman is the second out in the inning. And the batter is Tovar.
Pitching changes by the Cubs. They're sponsored by James Hardie Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Glancing to the Cub 9th inning. Ian Happ is going to lead it off. Seiya Suzuki to follow, and then Nico Horner. Here's a line drive into left center. That's going to be a base hit for Tovar. Tovar is on. Cole Carrig is due up. And we'll keep an eye on Tovar. It wouldn't surprise me to see him try to steal a bag.
Yeah, Tovar runs well. He's their shortstop.
Not running. Here's a drive to left. Going back is Happ. Makes the catch just shy of the track to end the inning. But the damage is done. A 2-run homer by TJ Rumfield has given Colorado a 2.
This is the first plate appearance from Slade. And a shot high and deep to left. And that baby is gone. Home run off off the bat of Valet, and suddenly it is a 3-run game.
And how about this quick hook? Not wasting any time.
438 feet. That's a big lift for the Rays because it's been all Detroit tonight, and this will put the Rays within striking distance now.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are striking back after a slow start, and it's largely thanks to one of baseball's fastest men.
Corbin's on the run. He's going the distance. He's going for speed.
Corbin Carroll has been playing like an MVP since his debut in 2022, but in his 4th full season, he's taken his game to a whole new level.
This guy's unbelievable. He's unforgettable.
On Sunday, Carroll put together one of the best games of his career, going 4 for 4 with 2 triples and a 9-1 D-backs win. That put Carroll at 8 triples for the season, twice as many as any other player, and 51 for his career.
He's the reason why you come to the ballpark.
Watch him hit and watch him run.
He became the 2nd fastest player of all time to reach 80 homers and 50 triples. Only Hall of Famer Lou Gehrig did it faster. Carroll's on pace to lead the majors in triples for the 3rd straight season, and he's only 1 triple away from tying the Diamondbacks club record of 52.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Bet your sweet Cubbies we fly to their away games. Hint, hint.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Top of the 9th here in Denver. It's the Rockies 2 and the Cubs 1. The 9th inning is sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. Pat?
Let's see if the Cubs can answer back. 2-1 they trail. Ian Happ first up against the right-hander Antonio Senzatella. Big right-handed closer for Colorado. Happ batting left-handed, takes the fastball away. Stevens comes in to play third. And Julien, who had the pinch hit before the home run by Rumfield, Julien now playing second base. Happ drives one in the air to right field. Going back is Johnston. Back to the wall. It's got a chance. Gone. Ian Happ has tied the game. And the Cubs are still alive in this one. It's a 2-2 ball game. That ball hit off the facing of the second deck. Tape measure home run for Ian Happ.
The home run by Rumfield, I wasn't sure if it was going to make it out of here. Landed in the second row, a high towering shot. This one by Ian, he gets gas inside, might have even been a cutter, and he didn't miss it. He hits this ball a long way, and the game is tied.
And here is Seiya Suzuki. Back to even, tied 2-2. Seiya will take down low for a ball. Happ with his 15th of the year, his 35th run batted in. And it ties the game here in the 9th inning. Inside to Seiya. Now you hear the Cub fans.
That woke them up, that's for sure. You look down behind the Cubs dugout all the way down the left field line. All Cub fans, and I'd say 70% of the people in this ballpark are Cub fans.
Here's the 2-0. Inside 3-0. Taking or swinging?
Taking. I would say just because he hasn't come close since the home run.
A 2-2 ball game in the 9th. The 3-0 swinging and lining a base hit to left. Seiya Suzuki with a line drive. Past a diving Stevens, the new third baseman. And the Cubs have the go-ahead run on base.
I like it. 3-0 swing by Suzuki, and it's a bullet to left. In this ballpark, I always, most guys don't swing on 3-0 these days. In this ballpark, when you get an advantageous count, why not?
Best hitting park in baseball. Indeed, why not? Here's Nico Horner. And Nico will try to advance the runner. But the old adage run, when you're the visiting team, you don't play for one, you play for the bigger inning. So in other words, he would not be laying down a bunt.
Yeah, right.
Here.
Absolutely. Big hole on the right side of the diamond for Nico.
The pitch on the way. Nico takes down low for a ball, 1-1.
Well, and you know that rattled Senzatella. I mean, you come in a game with a 1-run lead, your team hasn't won a lot of ball games. You win last night, and then you give up the game-tying home run in the 9th.
Here's the pitch. Nico hits a ground ball to short. Scooped up by Tovar, go to second. Run over to first, double play. 6-4-3 on the twin killing. And just like that, there are 2 down with nobody on. Tie game, top of the 9th. And the batter is Michael Conforto.
And Nico trying to pull the ball. That time the fastball beat him inside and tried to make an adjustment with his body and just kind of hooked that ball right at the shortstop.
Conforto waiting at the plate. He's got some pop. And he'll take a fastball strike, top of the zone. Cubs 2, Rockies 2. 9th inning. Base is empty. 2 down. Conforto lays off a high, hard one.
See someone warming up and it comes bullpen. That's got to be Daniel Palencia, I would think. Cubs closer.
A right-hander throwing in the Rocky bullpen as well. And now the 1-1. Conforto trying to launch one, swings and misses. That was a swing with definite extra bases in mind.
Yeah, 4 of them.
Base is empty, 2 down, a run in. And the pitch. Michael takes down low for a ball, 2-2.
Boy, that pitch, that was a pitch that Senzatella just threw. He guided that ball. He was not going to throw that ball over the plate. He looked like he got so on top of that sinker, he threw it right into the dirt.
Here comes the 2-2 from the Rocky right-hander. Swing and a miss. High fastball gets him. Cubs get even, though, on the home run by Ian Happ. And let's see if the Cubs can get this game to go into extra innings. It's a 2-2 time, middle of the 9th on the score.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
We play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
It's gonna be great.
You were surmising that it was Daniel Palencia in the bullpen. You were right on the money. He is now on the mound. His job, put a 0 on the board here in the bottom of this 9th inning and see if the Cubs can get the job done in extra innings. Palencia to face Troy Johnston. Daniel working from the stretch always, and he brings it. Johnston takes outside. Daniel with those bright red shoes and a red glove. He's got the gray trousers and the dark blue shirt. He's styling. Here comes the 1-0. That's going to be in there for a strike, 1-1.
See, I think when you go back to Suits 2020, I think you should get you some of them red shoes.
I will keep that in mind, Ron. And I'll ask for 2 pair.
Yeah, there you go.
One for my great partner. Here comes the next offering. In fact, Zach would look good in red of any kind.
Yeah.
2 balls and a strike on Troy Johnston.
Isn't the hair enough?
The 2-1. And that's going to be a strike, 2-2.
That one right at the knees, outside corner. Colorado out of challenges. We're getting a little replay in here, but that's a good pitch. Now, how about 100 miles an hour at the knees on the outside corner? Good luck hitting that one.
Now the left-handed batter Johnston backs out of the box.
Daniel could pitch everybody there and just tell them what you're throwing, and it'd be good luck.
The left-handed batting Johnston waiting for the 2-2. And Palencia ready to bring it. A long set, and now he fires. Inside, he almost hit him. You do not want to hit a batter in this spot.
No.
You don't want to walk a man, and now the count's 3-2.
Some pitchers in the league, and Daniel being one of them, they like to hold the ball in the set position, and they get set early, and then they kind of try to ice the hitter a little bit by holding the ball till the pitch count comes down to about 0. And I think that's what Daniel was doing there.
Now the set for the 3-2 on the way. Fouled away. Sometimes you wonder if it has a reverse effect where you almost freeze yourself.
Yeah, no, I think you can lose your own rhythm on the mound. That's for sure. You can.
Tie game, 9th inning. Johnston leading off the frame for the Rockies. Left-handed batter. The pitch on the way. Outside, he walked him. So Palencia now really has to bear down. He's mad at himself. And that is the last thing he wanted to do. Braxton Fulford was due up, but he'll leave for a pinch batter. We'll identify him. Is this Brett Sullivan?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Sullivan is the pinch batter.
Now, he's left-handed hitter. You know, in this situation, you know, do you bunt or not? That's the, you know, the thoughts that go through everybody's mind, you know, in this kind of situation in a ball game like this. Daniel Palencia throwing 100 miles an hour would be extremely difficult for even the best bunters to get a sacrifice bunt out. So that's a statement. Just see what we get here. Bregman playing in on the grass at third. Michael Busch will be crashing after holding the runner at first.
Game tied at 2, bottom of the 9th inning. Nobody out and a man on. Around a bunt and bunting it in the air, foul, dropping untouched is Brett Sullivan.
Now, the best thing for Daniel to do, Palencia, is to just throw that best fastball you got right at the top of the zone and see if you can get him to bunt it and pop it up.
Sullivan, a left-handed batter. 0-1. Palencia ready again. And he brings it around a bunt. The ball goes foul toward third. So now the count is 0-2. Then greatly minimizes the possibility of a bunt.
Sullivan made the mistake there of kind of being in between. He got a good pitch to bunt, but he was almost trying to beat it to first and get out of the box too soon instead of just getting the bunt down.
Bregman looking into the dugout, being told to back up deeper and play about even with the bag. Here's the pitch. Swinging a tap foul. Palencia threw him an off-speed pitch. And Sullivan stayed alive by chopping it foul.
Cubs outfielders very deep in right. Suzuki deep in center. Pete Crow Armstrong. Ian Happ not very deep.
The next offering way outside, 1-2. Johnston, the runner at first, being held by Bush. He's got a good lead. A long set by Palencia, and he brings it. Lifted foul and out of play. Outfielders a little deeper on a spot like this. You cannot afford to have a ball hit over your head. Ian Happ tied the game with a 9th inning solo home run. Now we're in the bottom of the 9th. And the 1-2. Bounced foul past the third base coach.
Pretty good job by Gonzalez to get out of the way of that one. Sullivan and Palencia in a pretty good battle here. After Sullivan tried to bunt twice, he's fouled off 3 or 4 in a row.
Now the 1-2 on the way. Drilled foul deep to right and out of play.
See, that's the pitch you got to watch out for. When you come into a game and you're pitching and you haven't pitched at this ballpark a lot, that slider just doesn't slide. It just kind of spins in there. That's what Ian hit a long way out of the ballpark, and the Cubs got lucky there that Sullivan hooked that one foul.
The set and the next offering. Low and inside, 2-2. Looked like another breaking ball, Ron.
At least that one, though, after the one that just kind of spun, he got on top of that one and got it going downhill. You know, it only takes a couple of them for you to figure out, I got to really do a better job of getting on top of the ball.
The lead by Johnston. And the pitch. Loop toward right field. Long run. Suzuki has to play it on a bounce. And advancing to third on the play is Johnston. A single for Sullivan. And now the Rockies have the potential winning run at third base with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th inning.
See what pitch this is. This is another slider down and in. And it just spins going up there, and Suzuki can't come and get it. It drops in. Now first and third, nobody out in the inning. And now there's going to be a meeting on the mound.
First and third. All of the infielders and the catcher, Carson Kelly, had a very brief discussion. Sterling Thompson is going to be a pinch batter. And
so they got to move the outfielders in. They've got to come way in. Yeah, Pete Says coming in now. Yeah, all the outfielders got to come in way in to be able to have a chance at throwing a guy out.
Valencia needs a couple of strikeouts right now. Infield in, outfield in. The pitch to Thompson. Poked foul, out of play. 0-1.
Daniel with the best arm on the team, throwing over 100 miles an hour at times. You're right, Pat, could really use a couple punch-outs. Cubs with the infield in. Everybody is going to try to get the out at the plate, obviously.
The runner at first goes. Here's a base hit to right, and the ball game is over. The Colorado Rockies have beaten the Chicago Cubs by a score of 3-2. Thompson a single into right as a pinch batter, and the Rockies make it 2 straight, and the Cubs' troubles continue. They have fallen all the way back to the 500 mark, and there were times tonight, Ron, where it looked very much like this would be the night the Cubs would turn things around. It turned out not to be the case.
Yeah, tough ball game for the Cubs. Not a lot of offense again. And you know, when you play these close games in this ballpark, anything can happen. And Cubs just come up a run short.
Sterling Thompson with the game-winning hit. Driving in Troy Johnston.